It's time to roll, time to slay, time to loot. Grab your dice, ready up, let's go!
Previously on the Chronicles of Celestria, Stonehaven welcomed them not with trumpets, but with memory. At the Heartstone Library, beneath silk banners and borrowed names, Diego found a friend, Milsey Tiller, signing as Shana of Heaven's Gate. Their reunion was brief, careful, and unfinished. She promised to meet him at the Marble Halls Tavern, perhaps with familiar faces in tow. Home proved different. The house Diego once knew now stood sold and silent. But across the street, warmth endured. At the Marble Halls Tavern, Sofia Havara, Diego's mother, gathered the party in without hesitation. Food was served, beds were offered. For a moment, the world felt smaller and kinder. Zelentrus found an old thread waiting for him here. Rin, loyal friend of the Creed, spoke in hushed tones of Olondor's arrest, of fear rising once more in the streets, and of dwindling faithful. The past, it seemed, had not forgiven him. The party chose patience. For one evening at least, Elirr wandered the schools and southern libraries, tracing the history of the Convergence and the Masters of the Elements. Sylas sought knowledge of Aasimar, and that of the goddess Silvana, the goddess of nature. And in the terrace gardens, he found himself amongst druids who claimed they had been expecting him. Mirabelle searched for Winzira de la Rosa, a childhood friend, and found instead coalition presence thick in her district. The De La Rosa carriage waited outside another lady's estate. The ladies of love moved quietly through guarded streets. She left unseen, but not unshaken. Diego and Judge visited a jeweler, crafting vessels for that of moonlit water, and another, maybe for quiet intentions. And in the ruins of the Creed, Zelentrus stood before the grave of Master Kelor. As Ashira held him in grief, something unseen brushed his mind. He did not notice. And as the evening begins to come in, before night settles over Stonehaven, old loyalties stir. Guards watch unfamiliar streets, and beneath it all, proof waits to be found. This is episode 31 of the Chronicles of Celestria, Embers of Anarchy. Between sessions, I shared with each of you all of the handouts received by Elirr, which he would have got at the library. You will receive this evening at the tavern, so you can have a read of that if you'd like, which includes information regarding the Convergence, which is the most historical event in the Chronicles of Celestria, the land of Aethria, the place where Aarakocra and Genasi worked together side by side, and an excerpt from a book related to Masters of the Elements, which included some interesting information, including namely notable masters, that of Aldrich Windrider, the Master of Air, Dantis Solvanco, Master of Flame. It states that long after the fall of Solvanco, Aldrich Windrider reclaimed the corrupted Starlight Stone from another battlefield, preserving it from falling into hostile hands, becoming himself a keeper of balance. Windrider later took on a single apprentice, that which you know to be Fibrak Jinglethorn. However, today, we start with a slightly smaller group, as we've decided to split the group into two to focus on some errands between the next two sessions. So today I'm joined by Sylas, Ashira, and Zelentrus. Next week, we'll have the remainder of the group. And we begin today exactly where we left off. Zelentrus and Ashira, you find yourselves within the Creed's buildings. You find yourselves at the grave of Master Kelor. What do you guys do next? As you failed that wisdom save, Zelentrus, at the end of last episode, but you have no noticeable way of knowing that, so you're not sure what happened.
So, there's not even
no
the
sign.
idea that I've...
No.
Cool. That's fine then. So that save happened as we were hugging.
Correct.
I think.
Did I notice any? It's far-fetched, but
No.
would I have noticed?
Neither of you are any the wiser.
Okay.
I guess that hug happens for a moment. And then Zell will look around. Is anyone watching us? Obviously.
Can I have a perception check from you, please, to kick off today? Why not? Let's have a perception check.
I'm happy to do the perception check. I will let you know one thing, and that is that I'm not looking in terms of like I'm actively looking. This is basically a quick glance around. So like even if I succeed this, I don't think I'm going to get many details. That's kind of not what I'm necessarily going for. That's a 14.
With a 14, you look around. There appears to be a couple of hooded humanoid, like cloaked figures inside that you pass on the way in. They looked at you as you walked past. One or two appear to glance in your direction, maybe at the hug that you guys have, but then look back at whatever they were doing.
I think, considering no one really appears to be looking at us, Zell will send his vestige out.
Okay.
To stay in this area and listen into what's going on for when we leave.
Interesting. You're going to leave it here.
Yeah, and it can come back to me in a few hours.
Perfect. Yeah, so your vestige, how does this look? What does this look like as you summon this warlock vestige?
Well, it's already summoned and it's already in like the arm of Zell's kind of clothing. That's how he brought it. I think the vestige almost kind of slithers down through like his fucking trouser leg, comes out the bottom, and then just kind of, because it's relatively translucent anyway, it just kind of slithers off into the ruins, into maybe some overgrown weeds, etc. In through the rocks and the cracks, and is just kind of getting itself in a position where it can listen.
Perfect.
Do you think I would have seen it come out?
We were hugging, weren't we?
Yeah.
You feel it come down that you feel it come down the leg.
I hate that.
Is that a vestige in your pocket, or are you just? You would feel this snake-like entity slither down his leg, and then sneak into the bushes nearby.
Okay, well, when I see it's a snake on the floor, I think you.
There's a snake in my boot.
Yeah, I think Ashira would just sort of you'd notice that she'd be jumpy, which is probably the first time you have noticed her to be a bit nervous.
It's just the vestige, it's fine.
Well, yeah, but I recently, nearly died to a snake. Embarrassingly, so nowadays I don't do so well with them anymore.
It's not a real snake.
Don't know if that makes it better or not.
It's the physical manifestation of this. And he takes out the stone. In fact, no, he doesn't. That's a terrible idea. He definitely does not take the stone out.
Okay.
He goes to reach for it. He goes to reach for it and then goes, actually, that is probably the worst idea that I've had so far.
Cool. Just as well you caught yourself on that. But yeah, you don't reach for the stone, or at least you hesitate as you do so.
Yeah, like hand in pocket, goes, you know that stone that I have that's a really bad idea for me to take out here?
Yeah.
It's the physical manifestation of its true power.
What, so your stone is just a snake now? It's like
the stone's... And Zell goes to take out and goes, actually, no, I should... I'll tell you later. Each time Zell goes to be like, well, obviously I'll show you the stone, and then he's like, actually can't take the stone out here. That's a really dumb idea.
Okay.
Perfect. What do you guys do?
Do we ask... Do we talk to these people? Do we get a feeling for what's going on here as strangers? Fuck it.
Is this like the old base of operations?
Yes. Those are... Do I recognize anyone who's here? Or are they newcomers? Or are
With
they...
a 14, I'd say that you walk through. There's a lot of faces that you've seen in your time here in Stonehaven. None of these stand out as being anybody from your original creed.
Okay. I don't know. Or is it like none of them stand out as the original, or at least none that I was kind of close enough to know by name?
Yes,
kind of
none
thing?
that you would recognize by name, and they
Cool.
don't appear to recognize you as you're currently as someone else.
I will say as well, just for your reference, Max, if anyone wants to, it is a study action. To discern that I am disguised, a creature must take the study action to inspect my appearance and succeed on an intelligence investigation check against my spell save DC, which is 15. If
Yep.
anyone wants to clock on that I am, just as a heads up.
Yeah.
They won't know who I am underneath, but they will know that I'm disguised.
Thank you for letting me know. I will say you would know as well that a lot of people, anybody is welcome here, typically at least. So nobody's questioned you, at least up until this point.
I mean, do we gain anything from talking to them? Do we have some questions that we want to ask?
I mean, we did just pay respect to the old master, right? So if we ask questions, don't we come across a bit weird? Like, why would we know him but then have questions? I think you'd have to know what you're asking for.
Do we ask about the black steel here?
Black steel?
Or
mean,
the black iron?
Could.
Whatever. It
No,
was.
it is
You
the
guys
black
talked
steel.
about
I
it.
just.
What is black steel?
No, it is black steel. I'm just. I mean, we could. Do you think these guys would have anything to know or to do with it?
There's a connection to the black net. There is some connection to the black network.
Do we say we're from Sylvantal? Maybe?
We could do.
That makes sense.
Alternatively, we leave the black steel and we go and ask them what they're doing here. We're here honoring a grave. We're curious about who they are. I would feel remiss to leave here without having at least got a pulse on what the feelings in the area currently are.
Could even ask if they know who is supposed to keep up the grave, because it doesn't look that great, does it?
That's a great question. I think regardless of what we ask them, I'm mostly curious on how... Basically, Zell will get across the fact that he is trying to work out not the answers to the questions that we have, and actually he thinks that your idea of asking about the grave is way better, because he doesn't care about the answer, he cares about what the tone is. Is this like a group that is ready to kind of launch a revolution or launch a rebellion, or is this a group that is maybe uninterested in what's going on with Olondor because Zell doesn't know the relationship, or is this a group that's kind of in flux at the moment that they don't know what they're meant to be doing? It's basically just to judge the general demeanor of the group.
Perfect. Yeah. What do you guys do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's walk up to some of them over there.
You see two or three of them huddled in like a corner of the area here, maybe sitting like cloaks up, looking a little bit cold. There's barely a roof still on this place.
Excuse me, do you know who's meant to be upkeeping this memorial?
I don't recognize your face. Are you with the Creed?
The Creed? No, I'm a fan of Master Keller.
A fan? Well, it was Olondor who was in charge of everything around here. He's been on the run for a while. We finally locked him up a couple of days back. Hasn't been here in a few weeks. So.
This Olondor, is he in charge then of upkeeping the memorial?
Yeah.
Does he look after this place?
Yeah, it's his place, his creed. Master Callow left him in charge, so that's why he put him and buried him out the back. But he hasn't been back here in a while because, well, as I said, he's been on the run, so trying to revolt, something along those lines. Rise up, I don't know. We're waiting for orders. There's more of us, but we just keep watch here in case he comes back.
Could Zell kind of freezes, like he is doing his best not to betray anything here, but that Master Keller put him in charge. Zell is murderous at that. Zell is, his heart rate has gone up. His palms have begun to sweat. Anything faceward, he's doing his best acting and keeping himself in place. The rest of his body, if they could just touch his hands, would betray him. I would be interested in funding some restoration work to improve the quality of the grave. We come from Sylvanthal. We're patrons of the arts. I don't suppose there is a... You say that the keeper has been imprisoned. Is there someone else that we could speak to talk about funding?
You see they sort of look at each other for a moment, then look back at you. Sylvanthal. Well, there is a young elf who's he joined us a couple months back. Perhaps he's the one you could give your money to if you want to leave it with us. Your coin. We'll make sure it sees its way to him. He's
He like interim in command then?
well, he's Olondor's chosen, right? So must be. I like him, to be honest. He talks real fancy like. Black hair and seems to shine in the moonlight.
Does this sound anything like just very quickly, does this sound like the elf that we met at Lady Silverwind's Manor?
He had similar features. It could be.
Does it also sound like the description of the son of Lady Silverwind?
He had similar features. It could be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Different branches.
Things are happening. Things are happening.
We can make sure your coin hits the right purse. I'll clean it myself if you like.
Look, we don't carry that much money around with us traveling from Sylvanthal. In what name can we write a check?
A check. Well, we deal with coin here. Avoids administrative issues. We've been caught on that before. One or two of us.
It would be a donation. It is not. You shouldn't have any issues with taxes or such.
No. I completely understand where they're coming from. As I'm sure you can understand, we would love to have a discussion first. There is serious coin involved here. We can't just be giving it away. How would we arrange a meeting?
Well, name a place. We'll name a price. Where do you want to meet? And who are you? Why do you want to meet? You still haven't told us that, so...
So you're not interested... You're interested in information rather than money?
No, but if I'm setting up a meeting, he'll need to know why and who you are.
You can call me Leslie.
Leslie.
As I
Okay.
said, we are patrons of the arts from Sylvanthal. We have copies of Master Keller's older works. And to see his grave in such a state seems uncharacteristic of how it should be.
Right.
I know that he seemed to disappear towards the end of his life, but his work was good. He was a prestigious actor and orator.
I never knew him myself, so take your word for it. I know
yes.
Olondor puts a lot of trust in him, so I think they were very
as
close.
one would expect. Well, they must have been if the master put his trust in him. Is Olondor also an actor?
Well, he speaks for the few, the very few of us. We are the very few, after all.
Hey, Max, go fuck yourself. Well, there is not many of you, and it seems as though it would be beneficial for your organization to come into some money. And if you are the progenitors of his works, then we do seek to support you.
Okay.
The where can be wherever is best for you. We are staying nearby, so it wouldn't be too much of a trek for us to make it over, but you name a place and a time.
What
It
about
could even be
here?
Sure.
Redford can be here. They look to each other and nod. When?
When would be the earliest? We're not in town for too many more days.
What about tomorrow evening?
That's fine.
After dark?
Tomorrow evening after dark. Sorry, I'm just making a note.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same.
Well,
we'll let him know to expect you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time.
No worries. Got a lot of it.
And we will see them.
Good luck out there. As you see, he tears off what looks to be a singular piece of bread that looks quite stale. And he breaks it and gives a part of it to another who has a very shaky hand as he takes it from him. As these people are they look like they're really on harsh times. But they speak quite openly with you. They're not begging you for anything. They have enough food to keep them going, but barely a roof over their heads.
How many people are here?
There's 3 in this little group that you're talking to, and there's 1 or 2 on the other side of the sort of building, keeping to themselves with like a candle to keep them warm.
On the way out, Zell will leave a pouch of 10 gold pieces on the side and say, if these could be used to purchase some flowers and anything else that you as a group may need, that would be much appreciated.
All of their heads look up to you as the pouch sort of hits the stone and they hear the coin clatter on it. We'll see to it, mate.
Leslie nods and heads to leave.
Cool. Ashira, do you follow?
Yeah.
Perfect. Where do you guys go now?
You hear like muttering like in the background from Ashira going to,
Oh, Leslie, these people that like the fine arts, they are strange wanting to meet up after dark, right?
as they walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Zell doesn't respond.
Zell, as you walk out onto the street, as you step away, for just a brief moment, you feel you have almost like a glimpse of the street. And as you're standing here outside, let me bring your token in 1 second. As you're standing here outside in the street, having just left this building, the dilapidated building here, for a brief moment, it's like it all comes flooding back, how alive this place used to be, how bustling the area used to be, how open, how many people used to have queues of people trying to get in here just to get like a bowl of soup that was on offer, who would hear you or talk to you. You remember standing up on the barrels and performing a speech, talking to those around you. You remember Master Kellor walking in and out. You remember the warmth coming from the chimney place inside and the smoke billowing into the sky above you. And as you step out, as you take a breath of air, you also feel yourself see it for what it once was. You can't help but picture the streets here, the bodies around. This was a place of brutality where during the revolt that happened outside the prison, you know, it's almost like the whole area here was part of the massacre. You know that for sure some of the people who would have sold you fruit on the side, some of the people who would have been bakers in the nearby town here trying to get their life off the ground, living in the houses nearby, they all got caught up in this. This was a horrendous, horrific place. You've hated thinking about this. And for a moment, you feel like you can see the blood on the streets. As you stand here in the open, sunny day, you can't help but feel that tragedy has happened here before. You can't help but find yourself feeling the emotions of everything around you in this moment as you step away. A chapter closed here. And it was a bad ending.
They didn't bother to clean the blood for weeks. Some bodies never got removed, eaten by wild animals. They were left as a reminder of how evil we were, how we were to blame for everything that went wrong. I was walked down here to identify every single one. Pushed to the floor. Pushed to look at whatever markings were left that were identifiable. And then I went in there. And there he was. His body had stiffened. It had been some time. Olondor's dagger was still in his back. This man that Olondor had seemingly claimed is his idol, is the one that he listens to, is the one whose example led him to where he is. Well, he killed him. He killed him as he wasn't even facing him.
I'm so
Zel,
sorry.
As you say, you're so sorry, you can see, I think maybe having turned a corner at this point so that, there aren't the eyes on them.
Mm-hmm.
Something captures Zel's eye and he kneels down and he rubs his finger across the dirt on the cobbled streets. And moving the dirt, moving a leaf, whatever it is, there's a bloodstain there. He doesn't know whose it is, but he knows where it comes from.
The stone is still marked. After all these years. After all this time.
I didn't know it happened right here. I would have been more subtle about this whole Leslie thing. I'm sorry that you've had to come back here and reopen any old wounds.
You can paint you can paint a line with the dead bodies from here to the prison. Of all those who died here, whether they were my people, whether they were members of the city guard or the begins with a C and my brain just isn't working. Coalition, the innocents of this city, the innocent bystanders that were caught up because my people didn't wear uniforms. The coalition said, "Oh, how were we meant to tell the difference between?" But did they even care? The people of this area mean nothing to them.
I think we need to get ourselves into the prison and try and avoid this happening again.
I agree. They mentioned something about revolution, so it's clear it's something we have to act on.
Clearly, look, it can't be easy for you being here, but at least hopefully there is some, I don't know if redemption is the right word, but something like that can make you feel more hopeful about being able to prevent this once again.
They'll just kind of nods, or Leslie just kind of nods, and starts to not walk off without you, but there's nothing else to say. And so he just starts to walk forward and assumes you will come with him.
Perfect. And where do you guys go?
I turn around, no. To the tavern, I think.
You head back to the tavern?
Yeah.
I would say that this whole moment didn't take you too much time, but you did spend a good part of the afternoon here. You maybe walked slowly back home as well, so you spent a bit more time maybe retracing steps here, seeing the changes, but also the familiar sights. It hasn't been invested in. This area is still a poorer part of town. The buildings look the same, if not a little bit older. There's rust on any metal joints you see. The handles look dilapidated. There's broken glass still where there used to be. But as you make your way back to the tavern, you head inside. You see Diego and Judge sitting down with what looks to be the mother, Diego's mother, Sophia. They're having a conversation. They wave you as you come in, having a couple drinks. They appear to be in deep conversation with one another. You would notice that there's one or two other people in the tavern sort of sitting in their corners, and what looks to be Rin walking over, serving them drinks as she notices you step back in, and she sort of looks to you knowingly.
Rin, if you are to go and visit anyone later, and you have any thoughts or information for us, we'll be upstairs in one of the rooms if you would like to knock. Is there a darts board in this tavern?
There wasn't. However, you know what? Maybe. Sure. Yes. There is a darts board of sorts. Okay, yeah, it's what looks, it's probably less like a dartboard and maybe like little throwing axe kind of, or maybe I'll say little darts.
Perfect. No, throwing axe is perfect.
Okay, there's like what looks to be
throw daggers into at the thought of Olondor.
It looks as though there has been things maybe strung up on this paper, perhaps with either a drawing or a name. You can see it. It looks like a nail has been placed at the top. And there's marks of what looks like axes. As you pick it up, on your way in, there's probably an axe in it. It's slightly blunted, but as you pick it up, you notice that Sophia looks at you lifting this, and then she goes, "Okay," and goes back to what she was doing. Like she doesn't question it, but it's clear that this is hers. But yeah, you take it up with you.
Zell would ask if it's okay
Yeah.
for him to take it up to the room.
You take it up with you. She nods to you. She goes, "Oh, that's I use it sometimes to relieve some stress." And then, yeah, you get sent up with it. Rin nods to
stress.
you as she continues doing what she was doing. She's handing out drinks to people. Yeah, what do you guys do as you head upstairs for the evening? What do you do in this period? Because we're gonna go before we go to Sylas this evening, this night. What do you guys do?
I think because we're going into the prison tomorrow, so I think that I mean just to kind of gloss over it because we have discussed it outside of session, just to kind of go through it. I think we said that Ashira is going to be forging kind of cards to say that we're representatives.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically, because you've worked on his legal files, right?
Mhm.
We will make business cards to be people of the law.
So like the legal
Help
Council.
with our
council
story.
from Sylvanthal.
Yes.
Okay.
From
Yeah.
Sylvanthal. Again, Sylvanthal's just a place that we're from. Doesn't matter who we are.
Yeah.
Yes, that is. So we'll spend some time. Maybe we can do it together because I believe you might have proficiency with forgery kits. But
I have
we'll make
proficiency
some
with
business
forgery
cards.
hits, so I will give I'll give Ashira the help action.
Okay.
For
So you have
this,
advantage.
and basically, the idea is that we want to.
Seem
Oh, this is gonna be good.
official.
Oh yes, that's some good.
Hey.
That's
A
some good
21 or a
cards, bro.
23, either is very good. We're gonna go with the 23, of course, but yeah, very nice. So you create these business cards, if you like, looking very official. Does it have a name or anything on it? Like, what does it say?
It's I have them somewhere because I don't know, up to you, but we did make some because that's
Okay.
what I'm like. But basically, it's a green business card,
Mhm.
and it says on it A to Z Legal Services,
A to
Associates
Z.
of Law.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Sure.
And it's got an address on it. It's got an address on
From
it that
Sylvanthal.
is from Sylvanthal. That is close to where Mirabelle
in Willow Creek.
used to live.
Okay.
In
Yep.
Willow Creek.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah, you
And basically
successfully
the-
make these. Yeah.
Yeah, the
Mhm.
idea is that we're going to go there tomorrow. We're going to ask to speak to Gorvan the Butcher, and we're going to do it from the perspective of. We're basically going to say his previous legal counsel has sent us.
Okay. We'll
And
come back to that then.
Hoping that, yeah.
We'll come back to
And
that then. I won't need
Through
the
the night
breakdown.
as well.
Through the night.
Zell is just fucking throwing daggers at this kind of axe throwing board, and he's written like Olondor's name in something. He is furious that he's using Master Keller's name in such a way.
Okay.
One thing that we said we would also do is I would take your boots, so I have the night to
Yes.
attune to them. So I will get the
Yes.
boots of Misty Step.
Very
because
nice.
I now have Misty Step as a spell.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
You'll
cool.
probably get them back, but for tomorrow, I will have been attuned to these boots.
Okay, so you spend the night attuning whilst Zell is maybe attacking this board, and you hear the clunking of the daggers into the board every now and then. Throughout the evening, you hear what sounds like the bell dinging as people leave and come into the tavern. It's not completely soundproof. You do hear it as the door opens. You do hear Diego sort of excitedly say, "Oh," occasionally. It sounds like drinks are being served. Something's happening downstairs. There's merriment. People are talking and conversing. It sounds like there's stuff happening, but because you're so focused on forging these things and your plan, you spend your evening, and I guess with this hatred of Olondor and what you've learned of him and how he's using Master Keller's name, you are throwing these at the board as Ashira is spending time focusing on these boots. You guys will successfully have a long rest throughout the night. You probably go to bed slightly earlier than the others as they appear to stay up a little bit later, maybe having drinks and conversing a little bit more. We'll come back to you as in the meantime, whilst you guys have spent your evening over here on the opposite side of the city in the terraced gardens in the Northern District or Pillars District, on the edge of the Pillars District / Northern District, you find yourself Sylas, who elected to spend the night under the stars. Sylas, last session, you ended up meeting a druid who had advised you that they were expecting you, that the stars told them you would arrive here. You were given freedom to stay where you'd like to do so, and you found yourself an open, basically a small gazebo with a very open circle above it that looks straight up at the stars. It's peaceful around you. What do you do?
Upon arriving on the scene, Sylas will clear the area for a bit, make sure it's all clean. Roll out his a blanket from his backpack, and starts to make room for candles, incenses, all these kind of things to get him into some sort of meditative state. He is still wondering. He is still pondering about the fact that this druid, which he didn't knew, that he said, or she said that Sylas was expected there. He's still wondering, well, hey, how can that happen? How could it be? But at this point, he is just setting the scene for what he has planned for the evening. Maybe get some rations out, cook up some food, just to get, so to say, in the mood for this.
Yeah, you lay out all of these sort of incenses and candles. You light them, and around you, you see it looks as though the area is almost tranquil where you sit here. It's very calm. The air feels like it's like the breeze that was here earlier appears to have slowed as the sun set in the distance. And you can see that the beginning of the stars begins to appear very faintly on the horizon. It's not quite night yet, but you see what looks like the beginning of dusk as the sun sets in the distance horizon. And you see that around you, the druids look to be sort of keeping to themselves. A couple of them sort of head off into one of the rooms nearby. There appears to be like a small building, almost like a little outhouse or a tent perhaps, that they head into, and they open up the doors and head inside. And you can see what looks to be another druid lying directly underneath the stars against a stone. They've already begun to nod off, and an elven druid who is meditating in a sort of very flat, lying down underneath the stars, meditating, as they don't need to sleep. But you see that there is another druid also relaxing here. It's very peaceful. Around you is nothing but nature. And above you, you start to feel the clouds sort of dissipating slowly, giving way to the night sky. Is there anything you do between now and when the stars would appear, aside from what you've done? What is it that you're meditating on? What is it that you're thinking about?
For now, is how strong is, this may sound very weird for Sylas, but how strong is the moon at this point?
The moon is only just coming up. It looks as though it's quite strong. It's not a full moon, but it looks like it's almost full. It's quite bright. What you would see is that it's coming over the hills in the east. It's sort of coming above the mountains. At the moment, you can still see the stars around you.
I will face myself to the east where the moon is rising, and I will just rummage through my my package to my bag, because he remembers after hearing all these stories about stones and all these things happening, he has a stone in his backpack, which is the stone of Luriel.
Yes, you do still have the moon or the stone of Luriel that you received at the Grove of Luna, which was essentially used to commune with Luriel. That is correct.
Exactly. So just to enhance his try to get it into a meditative state. He will take it out. He will clasp it into his hands, looking towards the moon. He will remain silent to really take in all the sounds that he still hears from nature. But then softly he will speak. Great Luriel, great beast of Luna. If you are there, make it so that nature, beasts, and stars can hear me. Guide me to the celestial light, for I need guidance, for I feel lost. And he just closes his eyes, waiting. If something happens, just into that meditative state.
Perfect. You find yourself holding this, and you feel like it's an age where you're focused, almost repeating this sort of prayer towards Luriel in a way, almost like repeating this question, asking for guidance. That key word being you're looking for guidance, you're looking for direction, you're looking for a way forward. And as you spend your time holding this, you start to feel as though the air around you is almost warm, or like it's as if it's breathing on you, almost like something or someone is breathing on you. All around you, you feel the breath coming across you. It's almost like the wind in this area is Luriel's breath. Like you remember what it's like to be sat beneath his presence, what it felt like to have him just there above you. And it's with that as you go into this meditative state, bear with me 1 second. As you stand in this meditative state, you find yourself feeling like the whole area around you goes silent. The clattering and the conversations coming from the roadside in the distance falls dreadfully silent. And then you find yourself, as you go to lightly open your eyes, you find yourself in an area of somewhere that was familiar. You recognize this place around you from a dream, but this time you know for sure you're here. It's real. It feels conscious. And as you look around, you see that the ground beneath your feet has what looks to be a large marking or sigil. As you look to your left and right, you see what are the edges of forest that sort of blur into the distance. You can't see past certain tree line, as it just appears to blur into almost like a black shadow. Around you, there's a warm fog, and this is the breath that you would have felt. It's almost as if the forest is breathing down your neck. You can feel the warmth around you. This feels alive. It feels pure. And as you look above towards the sky, you see the stars. A couple of them appear to flicker, just brightly in the distance. And can I have an insight check from you, please?
That's a 10.
With a 10, you would notice that this is coming from that of Thalassa. It's the same markings that she appears to, that you would know where her area. What it is exactly, you can't make out, but it appears to be twinkling ever so slightly. Does Sylas think or say anything here? What does he do?
He was not expecting this, because he was expecting either like a quick air of certainty coming over him, like, hey, this is the good way you are walking now. He did not expect to be pulled into this dream, into this vision.
Mm-hmm.
So he is a little uncertain about what he can expect. So he will remain silent for now. He is here now.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely helps to be in that meditative state.
Mm-hmm.
But he is just watching his surroundings because he knows that the actual stars are like not in full power yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not sure if he is able or if he wants to commune with his mother.
Yep. As you stand here looking around, you begin to feel the mist or the smoke in the area, that breath that you had, that sort of shadow begins to fade. As you find yourself clearly now in a forest, you feel, although your hands are on your sides, you can feel the stone's presence in your palm. And you know that you are still sat in that altar holding the stone. But here, it's almost like you're free to move, you're free to speak, you're free to talk. And then you hear it coming from the bushes, from the hedge before you. You hear it from above and all around. Young wolf, you hold my stone. What is it you seek? This is the voice of Luriel.
He will pause for a slight second, understanding who is speaking to him, and after a while he will answer, Great Luriel, I thank you for your will to guide this young pup. As we left Sylvantal and Verdantara, I understood the gravity of the situation with the spell and all, but there has been some reveals about celestial starlight stones, and I was wondering, is your stone one of them?
The stone you carry is not one of which you speak. However, it is a conduit of life. It is what the remnants of Luna's grace, the remnants of Sylvana's power. Young wolf, a cub of Thornholm, I once called you. You joined the circle of stars, the circle of whispers. It went by another name before your time. It is the remnants of the grove of Sylvana, the goddess of nature. You are prophecy. You carry with you the remnants of her magic. The stone was sent to the Grove of Luna for protection for your arrival. Until you arrived as prophesied, as written in the stars. But perhaps you need more. Perhaps I should tell you about your mother and your place amongst the stars. Would you like
Sylas.
your eyes opened?
Sylas did not expect this to be an answer. He would have expected that the stone was not one of the starlight stones, because he would have felt something. He believes, if it was one of them.
Mhm.
He is surprised though by the fact that L'Oreal offers to open his eyes to see the connection between him and his mother. And although he also wishes to consult her in a later stage, he will say, after a hesitation, if this prophecy is already written in the stars, by the power of the nature, who am I to dishonor that prophecy? So, please, L'Oreal, great beast, please guide me and open my eyes.
Then look to the stars and receive the truth. And as you turn your head up to look at the constellation, you see that the stars begin to take shape. They begin to move almost unnaturally in the sky, in places that they never would have done in a natural setting. You've never seen them do this. You've never seen them move like this. And it's there that I think we take a second for you guys to watch my screen, as for the third time of this campaign, I am bringing you to a little video.
Before the convergence fractured the heavens, before chaos was bound, before keepers took up their starlight stones, the land itself spoke. Where the ancient ley lines crossed the bones of the world, life gathered, not summoned, not commanded, simply drawn. The wolf mother of the hunt walked there once, not yet divine, not yet crowned. She loved that place because it was alive. It was beneath those ancient stars that the prophecy was first read. When iron drinks from sacred root, and soil is pierced by crafted will, when crown-born light lies fractured, and six stand watch while one lies still, when locks unbind and systems tremble, when chaos seeks a heart of stone, when sacred groves are burned to silence, and faithful hands must flee alone, then from the thorned and ancient line, not sun-born bright, nor angel sworn, but winter-marked and shadow-veined, the wolf shall rise where balance is torn. The grove of Sylvana became the heart of the world, where growth and life answered her call. When the hidden order moved to reshape what was sacred, the grove burned, and the druids of Sylvana fled into whisper and shadow. As Sylvana's grove faltered, her wrath endured. Thalassa, goddess of beasts, waited in patience as Sylvana's druids worshipped through whisper. Thalassa saw kindness in a mortal man, one she loved because he was kind. In time, a child of fate was born. The wolf mother did not keep the child. She placed him in the hands of the mortals, to be raised not as a weapon, but as a heart. The ancient order did not vanish with the flames. They only learned patience, for they believe balance must be broken to be perfected. When the locks are broken and chaos seeks flesh, the heart of stone will beat again. The Wolfborn is not a savior, not chosen, not crowned. He is winter. He is instinct. He is the line drawn when sacred ground is threatened. When the sacred soil is prepared as altar for another's design, the wolf must decide. The stars recorded it. Sylvanas Grove remembers it. The Lhasa watches. The grove has been marked, and the wolf has come of age.
You find yourself watching the stars, hearing this spoken to you. The prophecy was read to you, and I will send it to you, don't worry. You will have it in writing. However, the prophecy was read to you by Luriel. You felt the presence of Thalassa throughout the words, and the heaviness of the stone in your hands cooled as you feel your presence almost sinking into what feels like the grass growing around you as it sort of swallows you up and brings you back to the terrace gardens. As you find yourself with your eyes closed, sitting on the altar that you sat on earlier, you can't help but find yourself pondering the words spoken to you. The circle of whispers, the grove of Sylvana. It all begins to become clear to you that this ancient druid grove, the heart of the world, the goddess of nature's home grove, the tree that was burned by who you know to be Morgrith, the Lich, alongside this quiet faction that's referred to. As your eyes close and you feel this warmth around you, Thalassa whispers to you. And it's one word. And you just hear Khalderim. That's all you hear. Khalderim. And it's with that the stone heats. You feel it almost heat up like a hot pan, and you instinctively drop it as it falls and cools, and you are awakened in this moment. Around you, you see our druids lying quietly, silently. What's also apparent to you is that the moon has moved halfway across the sky. This meditation that you've been in, this moment that you've been in, this vision that you've been granted, that you've seen, it can only have been hours that you were meditating to reach that point. What do you do?
First of all, Silas will wipe down some beads of sweat from his head, because this is like a very intense way of meditating. So it takes a lot of him. He will start writing things down, just to make sure he is staying on top of everything. But knowing he is about to do another meditation session. What time is it?
It's probably, I would say, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. No, 12 o'clock at night. It's about midnight.
About midnight. Okay. would Sylas know that there was like a time where meditation to the stars was?
Typically, it doesn't go as long as that vision did just then. This is the first time Sylas has experienced such deep meditation that you were basically on a different plane. You felt like you were there for a moment. Normally, when you go into these, it's almost like you close your eyes and you gain a focus. You maybe can hear sounds of nature around you, the whispers on the wind of that of Thalassa. It's very rare that she speaks to you directly, especially, and you would know this, especially since the weave was torn. However, she has spoken to you since. You know it is possible. And you know that she watches, as it's just been revealed to you that she's watching.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Sylas feels there's a choice to be made because he had a few things in mind. But he has to make a choice, otherwise he will probably be up all night. That would be horrible. Imagine a body seeing him back with like these things underneath his eyes, like he hasn't slept for ages. But knowing that the energy of meditation is still very strong around him, he will start to light up more of like the candles again if they are out, replacing them incenses. And this time he will draw on the ground in front of him. He will draw a hoof print, and he will encircle this with some leaves.
okay, yeah. Uh-huh. You
And
do this, and it sort of, you notice that as you put the leaves around it, for just a brief moment, there's a glow. Very briefly. It's like almost like a green energy surges through it. Just for a split second.
he feels it. He will hold back for a slight moment because it's something he wants to do, but he is not very sure about it. But he knows this is a thing that needs to happen, and well, for the hell of it, why not now? So after a brief pause, he will then say the words, Thalassa, goddess of beasts, connect me to the wilds and invite me to the plains. Please hear my call. I do not come as a supplicant, but as your son. Answer me.
As you do so, you feel that as you're sitting here, your eyes are closed, and the leaves, you can hear them rustling on the ground. It almost sounds like in the back of your mind, you hear like a stampede of hoof steps on the ground. Almost like a whole army of centaur are running through a forest. Like you hear the hoof beats on the ground. Then you hear the rustle of the leaves, and you feel them around you as they begin to circle you and pick up in the wind, going around you. As you sit here in this meditation, you feel the cool breeze around you. And then you hear it as she says, "My son, what brings you here? You now have seen the truth, the prophecy. Sylvana's wrath, her blood, her grace lies in me, and in doing so, in you."
Mother, I am glad to finally meet you. And he chuckles. But I have to ask. I prayed for you. I prayed to you for years. Since I'm a little kid. Not for power. Just for an answer. For connection. Why did you never respond?
I was to wait until you came of age, Sylas. Your father raised you well. I was always watching. You are filled with the nature, the end of the cycle. Winter lies within you. Where Sylvana gathers, where Sylvana gives growth, I provide an end. I am the hunter. I am her wrath. The circle of life must remain. Her druids fled to the borders of Thornholm, as she knew I protected that realm. My thorns last even to today. I didn't not hear your voice. I didn't ignore your pleas for guidance. I simply had to wait until time came that you were ready. I believe that time is now, as does Luriel, the spirit beast, one of my child prodigies that I gave to Luna, one of my pack.
Mother, I just know recently about the prophecy. I just recently learned about what is expected of me. But you speak still in signs and in instincts. In my youth, I needed words, connection, love. And yes, my dad gave it to me, as did Evelyn. She accepted me as her own, knowing the truth. But why deny me your words, your connection, your love? Because you've seen what happened back in the alleyway. I didn't mean to, but it happened.
You are nature incarnate. People assume balance is but a equal-sided coin. Balance does not grow straight. It is not a straight line. It is a circle. It always has been. Remaining at a distance, it was thought that my wrath would not transfer to you. When Sylvana burned, when her grove fell, it took her power and the strength of the prime gods to prevent me from divine intervention. I wished to walk the plains again, to speak, to fight. In truth, the gods are forbidden. We are not to delve in mortal planes. We are not to put ourselves there. The last time this happened, the convergence began. We are forbidden from standing on your plains.
And now, mortal ones are taking your place. Before I ask anything more, Mother, and I need to know this, can I trust you?
You are the only one I would place above Sylvana. I watch you, Sylas. I live through you. You can trust me. But it's something I know I must earn. Something you must decide alone. I cannot force you. And I understand your concern. The prophecy speaks of shadowed hands. It speaks of iron twisting roots. At this moment, the druids are aware. The Grove of Sylvana, they intend to adjust its holy site, its holy ground, for that of another. You must take the stone to the Grove of Sylvana. You must see to it that they do not succeed. Trust those around you. They have led you this far.
Upon hearing the words that I can trust her and that she has always been there for me, this is a point where Sylas kind of breaks. He's always telling himself to toughen up against his mother, as a sort of resentment. And now for the first time he can actually feel his love of her love for him and all that stuff. So he will shed a tear. You can see a tear rolling from his eyes.
Mm-hmm.
And he will say to his mother, if that's to be needed to fulfill my prophecy, mother, then who am I to deny the existence of the prophecy and go another way? If it's the will of you and Lady Sylvana to save our Circle of Whispers, then that is the task that is given to me. But I'm glad, I'm happy, because I felt lost, as I said earlier to L'Oreal. And it's given me something solid to stand on, a truth, a promise. And it feels nice for a change.
You are a cub of Thornholm. It was a home of mine before it had such a name. You feel it as she says this, the name almost lands, it feels like truth. You were called Cub of Thornholm earlier in the campaign because Thornholm in this vision is the last sanctuary of Thalassa's sort of beasts, where they gathered. It's where the druids all escaped to after the grove. It just is home. You know it is home. You feel it. Not just because you lived there, but because it was always home. It was always going to be. As she looks to you, you feel these eyes looking upon you. You can feel that she's watching as you're speaking. And then you hear it come through. You question why your form takes that of decay, of the necrotic energy, as opposed to the divine, of that of others. You are not light. I am not light. You are consequence. Sylvana grows. I answer when she is wounded. You are her wound. You must take the stone to the Grove of Sylvana, to its heart. Only there will the star anchor of Luriel, a stone older than the convergence itself. Only there will balance be restored.
I was wondering, like, this energy, these wings, they are clearly not druidic. Like, I'm happy to know what they resemble, and I will not see them as a burden. Well, see them as your blessing. And if you think I am worthy, and if Lady Sylvana thinks I'm worthy, then I will take my place, and I look very stern on this, and I will eradicate them with your wrath.
Once again, the decay feeds the soil. Eradicate them in the name of Thalassa. As you feel the mention of eradicating, of destroying, of hunting down these trespassers in the land so holy, she's fully on board with it, which is completely against anything you know of nature, of anything you know of Sylvana, of growth. She's encouraging that the rot be taken out. Take it home, that which binds the sky. They seek to anchor chaos where roots once sang. If they succeed, the wound becomes a gate. You see, as your eyes close, you feel that there's a warmth in the air, and you see a vision before you of what appears to be a black feather going from side to side, falling slowly onto the burned grove floor, which you can only imagine, having never been yourself, is the grove of Sylvana. The feather doesn't burn. It appears to sink into the soil, and you see that the ground sort of shudders and then splits as roots twist upwards, almost like decaying ribs coming out of this ground. And at the center, you see what appears to be a stone socket, or a socket that would fit the stone of Luriel. For something stabilizing, it can only be that of the stone of Luriel. You see in that moment a brief glimpse of shadowed figures in cloaks, preparing the grove in some way. You can see what looks to be iron bars being stabbed through dying tree roots, cracking. You can hear the wince of the leaves as they fall from the tree, what remains, the brittleness of the roots. You see what appears to be black sap forming around where these metal rods stab through the branches' roots. And then it comes very clear to you as you hear a different voice. It's feminine. It's light. If the grove falls, the Heartstone can be used there, and that cannot be allowed to happen in my grove. And in that instance, the warmth around you, the leaves that were rustling around you, they settle and fall. And before you, where the hoof print once was, you see is another next to it. And in that moment, the meditation ends, and you find yourself again sitting, having had these conversations for the first time Around you, you see the stars glow brightly. That of Thalassa in the heavens above you twinkles ever so slightly, as if responding to your gaze. What do you do? As only a few minutes have passed.
Strangely enough. Sylas will stand up, very, very confident. He will look up towards the night sky. And you can still see tears coming down his cheek. And while looking up, he will say, Lady Sylvana, Mother, thank you for your confidence in me. I will save the grove. I will make sure it will happen. And I will burn them all in Thalassa's name. And at that right moment, Sylas will grow to skeletal wings and accept his
Very, very nice.
how do you say that? Accept his
Yeah, the prophecy. Yeah.
his prophecy. And I don't know if it's allowed, but this is like an open area, a ruin area, and he will take off into the night sky to do some sort of, I don't know if it's got a victory round, like a round of acceptance.
I will tell you. You would know from at least Thornholm and Sylvanthal, often cities do have like flight height restrictions of about 15 feet off the ground. However, if you want to do it, you can.
He will.
Okay, you take off. Can I have a... You know what? Can I have you please roll an intimidation check for me, please?
Yes. It's not my forte, but... 10.
Okay. You notice that there appears to be, as we see someone return with the pizza, there appears to be a guard that notices you, and he appears to sort of watch you take off. He looks around, and he looks around to try and make a scene, as you've clearly... He's not frightened of you, but he looks around concerned, and he looks to go and move away as one of the druids in the area talks to him. You see he pulls him over, and he appears to put a form of magic over his face, as it's sort of like a glare that comes across him, and they begin talking, and he sort of goes, okay, you can see this beneath you as you fly, I imagine, to sort of the wall here, maybe.
Yeah, not too far away, just to be a little bit up in the air. Eventually he will go back to where he was, but just to
you feel the
enjoyment.
air around you almost like a warmth, like a hug in this moment, and then it cools as you return back down. Your wings slowly let you descend to this area. What you notice is there are 2 druids standing there watching you. And as you return, they just look to you and then bow their heads and then look up to you again. She looks to you, the forest mother, that of Sylvana and the stars. They watch you, for you are the wolf-born. Do you say anything?
I will just answer their nod with another nod, knowing the task that has been put on Sylas. As his wings fall back, and he just accepted his fate and accepted himself as, I don't know if he can call himself a champion of Thalassa, but his vision is clear, and he knows what to do, and he will yeah, he knows what to do, and he will make sure that in his power, what is asked is done.
Perfect. And as you find yourself sitting back down, you notice that the stars, they begin to steady and ease, and the clouds gently conceal a few of them. Some of them still shine through. The moon is bright, and the world here is quiet. What is it that you do?
At this point, I have no further questions to either one of the things that I need to do. So he will roll out his bedroll, knowing that it has been a night of intense information sharing and knowledge. He will, Silas says under his breath, again, thank you, Mother. As he will try to also get some sleep in.
Very nice. Yeah, as you set up your bed and your place here, you notice that one of the other druids brings over what look to be like small berries and some teas and things, and they set them up, and because they are having some themselves, you would know these to be good berries, just very small, very natural, casted and conjured by druids. You notice that the trees here are very much natural. It's nothing's cut, nothing's formed, and one of them lies slumped against sort of the back of a tree stump. The other lies flat on the ground before you, as they also gain their rest. And I will say that you gain the full night's rest, so you do get a full long rest as you wake to the hustle and bustle of the city. However, before that, I think that is the perfect place for us to take a 5-minute break. So thank you for playing, thank you for watching, and we will be right back. And we're back. So, Silas, you awoke the morning after, and you see that once again the druids are tending to animals. You actually found that as you were sleeping, next to you, curled up on the ground, you felt what looks like a small rabbit has come out of the hedges and curled up near you. On the other side, you see is another sort of squirrel-like creature. And as you wake, you begin to move, and they also move away from you and look to you. They just sort of watch you, scratch behind their ears, watch you. You see that they stretch out as well. What do you do as you wake up this morning with the druids around you? You see the hustle and bustle of the city. You see people walking to and from work in the morning as the sun begins to rise in the east.
I'm going to stretch my arms as I wake up, feeling some sort of itch on my back, remembering that I took flight in the night. Remembering all these things that my mother said to me, that Luriel said to me, even the words from Sylvana. But I also understand that light is already up for probably quite a bit. It's getting late. Late in the morning, that is. So he will wrap his things up. He will clear the area, clear the candles, clear the incenses, put everything away. Will he see one of the druids that he saw that evening?
They're all sort of awake. You see them tending to plants. One or two of them appear to be plucking what looks to be gooseberries or apples from trees. You can see what looks like the rabbits are running over and being fed things as well by the druids. So they're awake. There's a couple of them, 3 or 4 of them, and they all notice you as well as waking up in the distance.
I specifically look for the one that welcomed me the night before.
Yep, the
and
elven
I
one.
approach, the elven one, and I approach him. Excuse me. I wish to thank you for your hospitality, if that's a thing in the gardens. I am aware of my purpose now, so thank you.
Good morrow, young druid. The day brings new hope for the land. We will send word to Aurelia to let her know of what has happened here today. I trust that You heard everything you felt last night. You felt assured in your future. Should you ever need us, the Druids of the Stars are always here. As he sort of he holds his breath for a moment as he was going to say Sylvana, and he sort of goes stars, and he nods to you. He then pulls from his side a small, what looks like almost like an envelope, but it's entirely made of what look like large leaves folded over and tied together with a vine, a small like twine, or maybe it could be twine or some sort of fine sort of string. As he holds it out to you and sort of places it towards you. Please, if you could take this, may it guide you. May the stars guide you in the future, where you choose to go. As he leads forward towards you. Do you take this from him? It's like a little parcel almost.
Yeah, I will accept the parcel. I will accept the envelope. And I deliberately say Sylvana's name. By Sylvana and Thalassa.
In their
May
name.
May the stars grace you.
And you. For they always watch. As he bows to you and then turns to the creature behind you and kneels down to feed it a good berry. And you have this parcel. And I will say, for the sake of brevity, when you do eventually open it, you find what is essentially scrawled in very natural sort of parchment, almost on like a leaf as well. Very druidic. You see what is very clearly written out is just the prophecy begins. May the stars guide you always. And then you see at the bottom is a very small pouch of coin. And it's about 50 gold pieces that they've just given to you just almost like a favor that they've provided to you. So yeah, you can add that to your person. What you notice is that there also appears to be a tuft of fur that you would recognize as being a wolf fur. Yeah. And as
cool.
you collect that, you then, what is it that you do as you step out?
While I'm looking through the envelope, I will make my way to the exit of the gardens.
Perfect.
And I will most probably walk home.
Okay, you're gonna walk back.
Or like walk back to the inn,
Okay.
because that's the only place I know in this city.
Mhm.
I will probably occasionally ask some guards for direction, or like some people for direction, because I'm very unfamiliar here. But eventually, I will try to find my way back to the inn.
Perfect. And I'd say that you got quite an early start because you were sort of awake with the sun coming over, but also there's a lot of things happening. There's so many people. And as you're walking back, we'll come then to the two of you in the tavern, Ashira and Zell. You hear next to you snoring very loudly in the room either next to you or nearby. Can only be Diego. Probably had a couple drinks, maybe one or two too many. But yes, you can hear him snoring away next door to you. You can hear what sounds like the almost chairs moving around downstairs. It sounds as though the tavern's beginning to wake up as the two of you are awoken by a beam of light that comes through the window. Where do we find you this morning?
Good morning. I don't even remember you staying in my room last night.
I guess we just fell asleep.
I still like to think that maybe fell asleep on the desk and then I drew a little bit over one of the business cards, which is now tossed away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What should my appearance be today? I don't think Leslie's a good choice for this one.
Well, we're going to say that we're from Sylvantal, probably educated, sophisticated. Do you think I should change too?
How long will yours last for?
An hour, I think. Which I'm not sure if that is long enough from start to finish. Walking out like a different person, they might send me back in. I'm a tiefling after all.
I'm not sure if it's worth the risk, but I'm going to try this one. And Zell casts his disguised self, and in the blink of an eye, 1 second Ashira's looking at him, she blinks, she opens her eyes again, and suddenly he's this elven gentleman wearing a indistinct green suit. That it's one of those things where you can tell it's worth money because it's not trying to show that it's worth money.
Yeah. No labels, but you know it's of value. Yeah, gotcha. Okay.
Trusson Ashenby at your service.
Well, darling, if this is how we're going to do it, I suppose I will wear my dress.
As she pulls out the dress that she actually does have, which is a performing costume, but it is actually quite nice. It is white and gold, trimmings around it. As this will just be her trying to look a little bit more presentable, but I will keep, I suppose, if I can get away with it, I will keep, like, without it showing under the dress, like my helm of brilliance attached to the thing that I made for it to stay attached on. But if you are going to say that it would be, like, obviously sticking out,
I think
then I won't.
I think it'll be at your side, probably.
As well as
the
like
dress...
a satchel with my stuff, like
Yeah,
regular stuff.
yeah.
But no visible weapons, you know.
No,
my
I think-
bladed fan is just a fan as well.
I also think you described the dress before as having like almost like these sort of ribbons attaching to it.
It's quite
Is that correct?
it's frilly
Flowy.
and it has like ribbon that so like sort of attaches to your
I think it probably would be
wrist and-
semi-concealed under that as you're walking around. So as long as you're not like
Yeah.
lifting your arms up in the air and showing everybody, it would be sort of semi-concealed at your side anyways.
Ooh!
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no,
Yeah.
you the two of you get into form, you dress up, you take with you your forged cards of these very elaborate looking A to Z agency from Sylvanthal legal
Yeah.
counsel cards with you. You head downstairs?
Yeah.
Perfect. On your way
guess
down,
so.
you see that Sophia is at the table, and she goes, oh, wait, and she basically has what looks like food that she's prepared this morning herself. And she wraps it up and gives it to either of you. So you gain both of
Oh.
you gain, I would say, the equivalent of 3 rations to take with you.
Is she surprised?
She's surprised that you're coming down together. Yes,
This strange elvish man has suddenly
that's a very good point. She flags down Ashira and sort of gives her a look, I imagine.
A lady never tells, and I give her a wink.
Okay, no problem. Here, and she takes out these are for you, and I suppose well, and she gives the other ones. She gives your friend here. Best eat up.
Zell for a split second drops the seeming and then brings it back.
Oh, I
Can't be too careful.
I
Truss and
see.
Ashenby, nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too. Okay. Have a good day, and please stay safe. As she sends you on out, and she had this breakfast prepared. She's wrapped up what she could and given it to you. So you gain the equivalent of 3 rations throughout the day, which is actually a big breakfast that she's cooked up for everybody. Probably cooked some for Judge, and then remembered Judge doesn't really eat food, so then sort of split it into the other plates. Anyways, you guys get out into the road here. You're ready to go. Do you flag down a cart? How is it you're getting to the prison?
Yeah, I can flag down a cart.
Perfect. Can I have one of you please either take off 5 silver or 1 gold piece for the day?
I'll do it. I'll just do the 1
Um,
gold piece. It's
Perfect.
easier.
So that's for the day.
Because I'm only carrying 20 gold pieces on me right now.
Yeah.
Looking the part, but not financially that fluid at the moment. Yes. So
All
perfect.
of my money is in the sack.
Can I just also confirm your name is Trosh?
Trusson Ashenby. TRUSSEN space ASHENBY.
Yeah, I get the
Trusson Ashenby.
Trusson.
I will go by Elora Bravebird for this time being.
Alora, Brave Bert.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Perfect.
Can I put this in the chat? Yes, this makes sense. Trusson, Ashenby.
Are you doing mine as well?
Yeah, I can do.
As you guys flag down the cards, you head on towards the Stonehaven Prison. I'm not going to need an investigation or a perception roll from you. On your way, you're looking ahead, and I would say that Ashira, you spot Sylas walking back the other way.
Oh, Sylas, hello.
As I clearly have a new accent.
I love it.
Oh, sorry, ma'am. Do you want to stop the cart? Should I stop?
Oh, dearest, yes. Hold on 1 second. Sylas!
Silas is very confused because he hears this posh voice. So he looks around and he sees Ashira waving in what Silas thinks is like a beautiful outfit because he's never seen her in such one outfit. So he's like this massive confusion on his face. Also,
And a random dude.
yeah, the random dude. Like,
Yeah.
so in a way, you can see confusion, and also this 1.5% of like disappointment. Oh, Ashira with a different guy. And then
It's like poor Silas has barely gotten used to yesterday meeting Leslie. And
now, I know. Now
seeing the other one.
this is first Leslie, now this dude. But he recognizes Ashira, so he walks over.
Oh, Sylas, dearest, would you not just join us quickly on this beautiful morning ride that we're going on?
Yes, Silas, join us.
Wait, and I point at Alex's character. Have we met before?
I think Zell will allow the knowing the so familiar color of Azulara's color flash across his eyes for a moment. There's just this telling sign now that it is indeed Zell.
Yeah, Silas gets the hint. What are you guys up to?
Oh,
As you
we're
ask, I will let you speak, but in the meantime, what Ashira does do is she'll set up the psychic ability, telepathic ability that between the three of us.
Mhm.
And I will roll for it. Actually, I do need to confess something. I've been rolling the wrong die for this. It's actually 1d6 hours, not 1d4. 6 hours, okay.
Oh, snap.
I'll let you say what you want to say, and then...
Well, Silas, as you're well aware, we are members of A to Z Law out of Sylvanthal, and we're just heading to the prison to speak to a potential client, Gorvan the Butcher Draekheart. I don't suppose you would be interested in joining us, and if so, Zell just kind of pulls out of his bag a set of fine clothes. It may be more suitable for speaking with a client.
Okay, do you want me to put these clothes on now and here?
Hey, you can do it in the back of the cart. I'm sure we'll close it. Nothing we haven't seen before. I'm sure.
Give me 1 second. I just run
Sylas,
into
dearest,
an
don't worry,
alleyway.
I can help you. It'll make it quicker.
Silas blushes.
Yeah.
Okay, and I'll get in the cart.
Perfect.
And of course, it may be best for you to use your actual name rather than the nickname that we use, Silas. So just have a name prepared, or have your name prepared for when we when we enter the prison.
Okay. And I will just sit down, change my new clothes,
Mhm.
starting to think, okay, what the actual fuck are we gonna do? But hey,
I think
let's roll with it.
unless you need to, I think we would have given you the explanation of the plan
Yeah.
in your head.
Along the way.
If you have a name, let us know.
I will let you guys know that I will present myself as Elymar. That's Elymar, celestial consultant of the city circle of Sylvantal.
Holy shit, bro! That's double advantage. That is so good.
I am not into law, but I am a celestial counselor.
Oh wow!
Right. Well, Max.
Celestial Counselor doesn't even need a second name.
I'm an elf. I don't need a second name.
Okay.
-5.
So, Ashira, now that the three of
I take them
you,
on because I'm not worthy.
now that the three of you are in the cars, you're all dressed up. You've all got your names, which I'm not going to try and repeat. Don't ask me to. You just have to tell
This
me
is
who
what
you
it's
are.
Trust
like
and
when you give us
Ashenby.
names.
Uh,
How do you not
Alora
keep up?
Braidbert and Elymar.
Elymar,
Celestial
Elora, and
Counselor.
Trussin. Elymar, Elora, and Trussin. Perfect. As the three of you are in the cart, the rider begins to take on again, and you guys make your way to the Stonehaven Prison. I will tell you now as I reveal where it is. There's a pin, but it doesn't show you anything. The Stonehaven Prison. You arrive as the prison here in Stonehaven. It sort of squats almost beneath Stonehaven's eastern wall, almost sort of like it's tucked away in the corner, like a forgotten almost district, hidden away, almost forgotten about. Unsightly building. It has what looks to be stonework across it. You can see that there's no banners, there's no ornaments, there's nothing but stone for this building. It's the only thing that sort of blends in with everything else. It's almost like they wanted to just have it be forgotten about. You see that it's
Zell throws up a little bit in his mouth as we get here.
It's
Lovely.
It's got what looks like thick iron barred windows that sort of line the upper levels, which are windows that are way too narrow to escape out of, and also too high for any potential hope of escape as well. As you guys step in off the cart and step in through the door, you notice that there are coalition guards on either side, as well as those of the prison and the wardens. You notice that there's a couple people ahead of you, including a desk. But the first thing that hits you is the scent. Here, it's the scent of damp stone, stale sweat, and almost like blood, sort of like an old iron that you have on the air. But beneath it, you feel something. It's almost like there's something metallic that sits at the back of your throat as you breathe in the air here. Something that's faintly sweet about it. And as you descend the sort of outer steps, the temperature begins to drop as sound becomes heavier. And before you enter a stone room that has what looks like a staircase on either side, leading either up or down, depending on where you're going, of course. And in the center, you see is two desks with what look like people working at them who notice you walk in. As you do so, you would see that they both turn to look to you. They lift their glasses up and they look over to you. What is your business here?
Before we approach, can I just check what is Zell's knowledge? Considering he did stay in the prison after the massacre as well. So what is his knowledge of magical protections? Is it similar to Sylvanthal?
Can I have a history check, please?
You can. Does anyone have... Can I just ask? Because I imagine we would have talked about this telepathically and stuff like that. Please tell me somebody has proficiency in history.
Nope. Smart guy's not with us.
Does Sylas have proficiency? You don't have proficiency. Okay. This is a flat and straight roll then. I've got a +3 to this.
Yep.
Let's try.
It will be at advantage, actually, because you were in the prison cell. So I'll allow advantage with a history check.
Okay, so the first was an 11.
Yep.
And the second was a 6, so we'll go with the 11.
Perfect. I would advise you do so. With an 11, you remember that there is With an 11, you remember there are the iron bars similar to what you had in Sylvanthal, which dampen magic. You also remember that you couldn't hear or sense magic through the stonework the same way that you couldn't in Sylvanthal. It was almost like the room itself was a block of a magical ward of sorts, keeping in whatever magic was cast. You would also remember that they had a variety of different cells depending on how severe your crimes were. You remember a yard outside in an enclosed space within the prison, which was outside where you could essentially talk with other people. But even there, it was very highly watched and guarded.
Looking around now, does the prison have any air vents, or does it have ventilation, or does it have any kind of latrine, sewage system, anything that would basically connect, even if it's small, anything that would kind of connect the general prison?
You would imagine that it would probably have some form of sewerage, but in terms of the systems, you also are aware that the geomancers, particularly here, would often change the layout of the prison and everything under and above it. The geomancers moving stone would often make and change and shift things to try and move prisoners around, to change the shape of the prison, to make it almost like a labyrinth so that people could not escape if there was an eventual breakout. What's very apparent to you is that the air in here feels like it's condensed. It's almost like you can feel the dampness on the air as if people have been breathing in here. It feels like there's been very little ventilation. You do notice that there's the occasional sort of very slight break in the stone, at least where you are in the main foyer area, the sort of lobby of the prison, the very first sort of delving room into the prison. You notice that there is what appears to be sort of brick that lets through iron grates some air flow. So there is a little bit, but it's very faint. This thing is not designed to be broken into, and it's definitely not designed to be broken out of.
I'm not too bothered about breaking in or out, but once we're in, if there is, even if it's self-contained, there's no way in or out necessarily. Vestige is on me at the moment. I will allow V. I'm going to start using V because saying vestige every time is
so vestige was left at the area. Was that just for the night until this morning? It was left originally at Master Killer's area.
Yeah, we didn't follow up on that.
I will tell you that he didn't notice. It didn't notice any conversations or anybody coming in or out. It was just the people who were there who would have fallen asleep there as well.
Cool. In that case, V is on me, like basically hidden somewhere at the moment. And once we're inside, I'm fine with self-contained. It's just V might be able to make better travel around.
Perfect.
If we get stuck somewhere or if there's something useful. But at the moment, just vestiges on me. Cool. Do we approach? Well, I'll approach and I'll assume everyone kind of comes with me. Hello there. Truss and Ashenby, A to Z law. We're here to A to Z, based in Sylvanthal, Willow Creek. You can see it here on this business card. We are here to represent a Gorvan Draekheart.
As you say this, as you say Gorvan, you see the two of them. He was showing the business card to the other clerk for a second. As you say this, they both immediately turn their attention to you and sort of put the card directly on the table. Continue. Gorvan.
Yes, we have been advised that there is a lack of willing law firms within the city of Stonehaven that would be willing to represent such an individual, and his previous legal counsel has advised that we may be good to take up the cases for him that are currently standing against him.
He looks to you. Can I have, please, either a deception or persuasion check here, depending on what you want to do? Are you trying to persuade him that you are here to do something for Gorvan Draekheart, or are you trying to deceive him that you are actually a lawyer? I'm not going to ask for both. I want one or the other.
Quick question before he answers. Would I see hesitation in the guard's eyes?
You would definitely see this. He's
Okay.
questioning this. Gorvan Draekheart clearly has some sort of importance here.
Yeah, I'll guidance it.
I will
Whatever
say
you take.
before you guidance it, I will cut in because you will know this. Guidance is not a stealthy spell.
Yeah.
It will be so clear that you cast it here in this moment.
will see
Okay.
it.
Okay, then I won't.
I will ask if I don't know how you would do this, but I am proficient in deception and persuasion. So if I can help, will you let me help? I've pulled out the business card. I've handed it over. Do you need me to do anything else to make this a help action?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
No. You can definitely,
Okay.
by looking the part, having the card, I would say also maybe they notice you because you're dressed quite nicely and eloquently. Yeah, it definitely helps with the look and feel. So yeah, you would have advantage on either.
Okay, we're going to go deception. I've got a +9.
Okay.
So let's... First roll. Fucking hell, there's a nat
God.
1. That's a 10. I really need this advantage here.
Come
Oh,
on.
man. That's a 21.
Okay.
21 on the second roll.
Max looks defeated.
DC was 18. So very nicely done. The +9 was worth it and the advantage was critical. So very nice.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Yep.
DC
The
was
problem
18.
was the first roll was a critical as well. A critical fail.
So
Oh, my God.
he looks to you. His eyes appear to look both of you up and down. He checks out the business card. He flips it over. He looks at it. He bends it slightly. He puts it down. Your names were, sorry, Ashenby, was it? I'll just put your...
A trust in Ashramby.
It's on the card as he writes down the names of A to Z, legal services, Sylvanthal, da-da-da. You see him writing this in ink with his quill. You'll have 10 minutes. No contact beyond the barrier. As he gestures for the guard to step forward, and what you distinctly notice is that the guards who are in here, who are like the muscle, they are coalition members. The badge of the coalition is clear as day on their lapel, on their sort of armor. You're let in, and as you do so, the coalition member says to you, "Please follow me downwards. I would advise that you please keep yourselves at a distance from the barrier. It is definitely recommended not to piss him off." Okay, as you see that you begin to go down this sort of spiral. It's a staircase that initially goes down and then it sort of spirals downward. Torches burn either side. They're low and steady. Yes.
Can I, whilst we are going down, I wanted to have asked Zell telepathically, what does Olondor look like? So we can both keep an eye out whilst we're walking past these cells.
I share a mental image of what Olondor looks like.
Yep. Do you want to describe them to me as well?
Sure. I don't think I've ever done this description before, so this is going to be off the cuff. This is how I pictured him. So he is a sea elf with kind of a pale blue tinged skin. He has white hair plaited in a ponytail, or at least he did the last time I saw him. I think he's got a scar on his face from like a clear scar on his face from previous combat, maybe at sea, but it was from before we met. Quite sharp features, sharp looking nose, sharp chin, thin lips, white eyebrows, like matching the hair and everything like that. Clothes wise, he's going to be in kind of like prison uniform, but quite a slim, slender man. Lots of limbs, steals children. No, slim, slender man. Not muscle bound or anything like that.
Okay.
Yep. So you get this vision of what Olondor looks like. And is that just to Ashira, or is that also to Sylas?
That I'm imagining Ashira can pass the mental
I would then
image
have
on
to
Sylas.
pass it on to Sylas, sure.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, am I in there with you guys? Because no one wrote down my name or asked anything. So
No.
They didn't ask my name either.
They just put A to Z legal services from the card. So
wasn't
you
over
would
here.
have been allowed to follow as well.
Cool.
But as you guys continue to step down, the torches either side of you, they're that sort of low flame. As the walls grow darker and deeper as you descend, you notice that the veins of sort of black stone thread through this sort of what you can tell is reshaped granite. There's an element of arcane energy that hums from the stones. You would know that this is probably dampening in some way, some form of magic that dampens the magic contained within it. You pass cells. I'm not going to ask for a roll here. You don't see any sea elves. You don't see anyone who matches that description.
Can I cut in quickly?
Yes,
Are
of
we
course.
anywhere near the cells that I used to be kept in?
No.
Cool. At this point, with a coalition guard in front of us, I'm imagining not really any eyes on us. At this point is when I will send Vestige out to sneak and...
I will tell you that you do notice eyes on you. As you pass cells,
There's not a single moment.
eyes follow. You're the only people walking down here beyond the cells themselves. Every single person is watching you go by.
Okay.
Some whisper to one another. One or two spit as you go by. And as you walk, Zell, you don't appear as yourself, so you're not worried that someone will recognize you. But you notice there's a couple familiar faces, mainly from the yard area, where you probably would have been allowed to go at the same time. You hear one voice mutters, "Rumors are he may be back in town." And as you walk past, you have all of these cells on either side of you, and right at the end of the corridor is an iron barred gate and a door with an iron frame to it. Either side stands a coalition member. There is a brief interval here between the end of the prison cells that you walk past and the hallway where the guards are sitting as they turn to lift the door open. I would say if you wanted to, there is a window here where the vestige could leave your arms.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's in my leg, so
Out your legs,
through the
yeah.
leg and down. Yeah.
Of course it does. Yeah. It goes out through the leg and goes into one of the corners. The darker corners maybe hidden away from sight on the side here. And it's the two guards.
The two things I will tell the vestige to look into. It kind of basically take a sneaky route back round and find out if there's any elaboration on who may be back in town is, and then basically go in the direction of where my cells used to be, because I imagine Olondor would be kept in a similar place. I don't think I get a telepathic link with the vestige.
I don't believe so.
So I would have kind of told it this beforehand.
Yeah.
Of basically go back to the tavern after you're done here, really.
Mm-hmm. Maybe as you summoned it, it's like something that you're thinking about, and it sort of knows as you're summoning it that that's its intention. Okay. Perfect. Yeah, you summon it. It comes down. It goes out of your leg, I guess, hole, and it goes into the corner here. And there you see the two coalition guards lift the iron bar. You see that they sort of struggle to do so as it clunks over, and the iron bars begin to sort of clunk, 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 move from either side as the door then opens. And you guys enter in to what can only be described as a stone room. It's a reinforced chamber. There's no chains on this individual that you see. It's basically a room where you have, as you walk in, on your left, you can see there's grates of bars, these tall iron bars. And in front of you, there's a long stone bench facing that prison. The door is solid stone. And as you step in, the guards sort of stand there looking at you. "Oi, butcher, you got a guest." a visitor. And you hear a sort of, and he turns. You see this hulking figure in the shadows turn, and he looks to you. Who might you be? He stands when you first approach. The door to the cell is still open behind you.
To the cell?
To the cell. Standing in the doorway, you see the two guards.
So the guards can still hear us.
Yeah, they're standing next to you, basically, in the doorway.
I'll take a step in.
Okay.
Mr. Draekheart, your previous legal counsel, who has arranged your previous appeals, has advised that we may be prime candidates to represent you going forward.
Right. Suppose legal counsel is right, of course, yes. All right, come on in then. What do you want to ask me that's going to get new information? Sorry, guards. I believe I've got my legal counsel here. Would you mind, shoo? As you see a hand gesture, they look to you. Would you like
We'll be
us to
fine,
stay?
thank you.
We
No,
got this.
If you need anything,
you should see the brutes in Sylvanthal.
bang on
In
the
case
door.
our safe word is pineapple, that's when you should come in. But otherwise, leave us be.
I won't be able to hear you from the other side of this door, but okay. As you see
Then we'll
that
be
they,
fine.
and it's a stone just dragging on the floor as they then close you in, and you hear the clunk of everything. He then stands up. You see this figure of about a 5-foot man turns into a 7-foot creature. As the man stands towards you and you walk in, as you sit down on this bench opposite him, the darkness of the cell, as the door closes, the darkness of the cell that you're in, your eyes begin to adjust. What you notice immediately is the yellow glow of his eyeballs as he looks to you, these two large eyes. And he comes closer. You see that before you stands this nearly 7-foot man of scarred muscle, ashen gray skin, a torn uniform, prison uniform, yellowed eyes that don't appear to blink. What you see is two tusks, both of them chipped. His chest, which is exposed, bears a jagged sort of brand on it. He doesn't smile, but he doesn't appear surprised. As he leans closer to you, legal counsel, took you long enough?
Zell very quickly drops the seeming. Well, actually, just quickly before I do drop the seeming, do I feel as though if I tried to recast in here that my magic would be blocked?
I don't know if you'd be able to tell.
In that case, I won't risk it. But the purple flashes across my eyes, the purple that matches the light of my skin. And he's smart enough, man. Like, he'll probably have an idea. And I'll even use my regular wits.
Can I have a perception check, please, from all three of you?
Sure. +1 to this roll. Oh, nice.
Oh,
That's 26.
damn.
This is why Elimar comes with us with his Look at that roll, bro.
A 26 from Sylas, a 19 from Ashira, which was the DC. Actually, it's one above the DC, which is 18, and Zelentrus with a 12. It's just as well you got friends, Zelentrus. As you would both notice that his eyes, as he sees Zell's purple glow, his eyes flicker towards the stone wall on his left. You came in from the right. To the stone wall on his left, where I would say, you know what, I'm not going to need a perception check, but Sylas, you can see there is a faint glyph that appears to vibrate when you speak.
Would I recognize the glyph?
Can I have let's have an Arcana check from you, please. Or history, I'll allow either. An 18.
18.
18 Arcana. This glyph, it appears to be what you would recognize as being some form of sending magic. Whatever is said here, he can't speak openly. There are listening glyphs carved into this wall.
Okay. Okay. Um, as your celestial consultant, my two associates, I will need to inform you, this room is bugged, so I don't feel that there is this, oh, how you say it? Ears are listening. This is still not a private conversation. As I will say, is legally something that has to be done within this legal team.
As you see that he looks to you, as you would know as my legal counsel, they are entitled to listen in on all communication in and out of the prison, as you would know as my legal counsel. However, speak openly. I don't have all day. As you can see, I've got lots of things to do in here. It's a completely stone room with nothing in it.
Thank you, Elamar, and for the warning. I believe that your previous legal counsel, that there was some kind of arrangement should certain vigilantes end up interred, that there may be some form of retribution passed on to them. I believe that your legal counsel would find this most unfortunate if it were to occur.
He looks to you. I'd ask that you speak plainly, mate. But he looks knowingly with his eyes open wide at you. I'm just a simple guy, me. Perhaps it could be true.
We have been informed that conversing with you can be made a little bit complicated due to your simpleness. We also are investigating the potentiality, and this is where my colleague Alora would specialize in this specific case. The potentiality of reopening the appeal due to new evidence. Specifically, witnesses that have come forward regarding your original imprisonment.
You see he looks confused. Witnesses?
Gorvan, if I can remind you, 30 or so years ago, one of your earlier crimes that imprisoned you was that of a killing of a coalition member by the name of Evelyn Argent, is it not?
He looks at Ashira long. Almost too long. Then he says, I've always said I didn't kill her. I killed plenty, but it makes it much easier to hang anything on me. He scratches his chin slowly.
Well, Gorvan.
Zell will at this point just look at Gorvan, catch his eye, smile and nod. Just nod once.
The Argent family, and she puts a hand on her chest,
also seems to think that you were not at fault that night. They believe, however, that you were just a pawn in someone else's game.
He looks
And
to the
perhaps-
glyph as you're speaking, then looks back at you. I think I did kill her, actually. It's probably me. All those years ago, mind gets foggy. You know how it goes. I'm an old man these days. As he recoils slightly in the cell.
If you do think that is true, and that is what you remember, then perhaps it would be of your best advice to recall the events of that night to your best of your ability. Because the more we know, the better we can represent you.
What if I don't want to be represented? I'm
You
in
want to stay in
here.
prison?
I know what he wants to be here. We all have our reasons. I've done plenty, ain't I? You know, you're my legal counsel, after all. As he nods to you, Zell.
You have done much. And whilst you may not wish to find peace in this matter, we think there are certain areas that are worth reinvestigating.
I don't think I'm interested in that. As he looks to the glyph again and sort of looks to you.
Oh, does
I walk over
Mhm.
and I'll place my hand on the ward, on the glyph.
Oh, thank fuck, mate. If you leave it open,
thought it
they
was
hear
in his
everything I'm
cell.
saying.
I thought
I
it was
didn't know
on
it was-
his side.
You're probably better
know
leaning up
s-
against it. We need to keep our voices hushed. Is that you, Zelentrus?
All right.
Of course it's me. Of course it's me.
Oh, you look different.
Okay.
Still
Well, this is just
a right old snob, but he's what he is.
this is just seeming. I've been a rat catcher in Sylvanthal for like months before
Oh,
this.
Must have
I
been
am-
pretty good catching yourself then, eh, mate? As he's,
I wish I could just shake your hand again. It's been too long.
I wouldn't recommend it. Probably break your little bones. Right.
Probably.
What other questions? What do you want to know? You're asking
this,
the wrong questions. If you're looking into Captain Argent, I can't help you.
Well, I think you might be
Listen.
able to, because the Argent family, including this member of the Argent family, are aware that you did not commit that crime.
You're an Argent.
Look, I understand if you hold some type of resentment against my name, because ultimately it is what got you here, but I need you to know that I do not believe that you did anything that night. I am the granddaughter of the woman that you were blamed for killing 30 years ago. I don't believe that you would have happily gone down for this crime. And I believe that when you stood trial, at least you or your men or somebody in your council back then would have done some type of research. And I know that the people that are behind this are in the coalition. And I also know that the people in the council don't like blaming their own. So anything that you can tell me that will help, anything that you know about this, will help me set things straight. And if they happen to end up in prison, then it's all yours.
Look, the truth is... He looks to you, Zelentrus. There's a moment where he thinks, and you can tell he's holding his tongue for just a moment, watching you. All right, I trust you. The truth is I didn't kill her. And you have to keep that to yourselves. I did indeed kill plenty. It's one of the reasons I do think I'm meant to be in here. My boys, the Butcher Boys, they still operate around the city. Dealings with the Black Network, run-ins with your folk, or what's left of them. I don't fucking know what's going on there, to be honest with you, mate. It makes it easy to hang anything on me. You know, I would tell you now, he appears to be telling the truth. I'm not going to ask for an insight check. He appears to be very honest. Then he says to you all, as he slowly scratches his chin, I took a job. Job came with an offer that I simply couldn't refuse. My brother continues to breathe, and I take the fall. Simple math. He glances up towards the stone ceiling. He's not looking at where the guards were previously. He's looking just like he's looking up.
I'm not insightful enough for this shit, but
Okay,
Could-
can we look up to where he's looking up?
Yeah, he just appears to be looking at the stone ceiling.
can Elamar do one as well? Because Elamar's kind of been the guy so far. I'm not gonna lie.
If I can look from where I'm standing, because I'm still holding up my hand and my body against the cliff.
Yep.
It's
You
not that
definitely
big a
can.
room, is it?
No. He looks huge in here because it's so small in comparison to him.
I got a 10.
10 from Zell.
And
16 from Sylas and a 20 from Ashira. DC once again was 18. You get the impression as he's looking up, he's not looking at the stone ceiling, he's not looking at the guards. What he's trying to give the impression of is that whatever this is, it's higher up than just the prison, than the coalition. It's somewhere much higher up. And he doesn't feel comfortable talking about it. You get the impression with what he said with a 20, he's in here because he accepted a deal. He took the blame. What he told you, you believe to be true. He didn't kill her, at least not directly. He doesn't believe that he was involved.
Are you taking the fall for your brother? Is he in the coalition?
He's not part of the coalition. Coalition is just another bloody ladder. No. My brother's Goric the Glorious of the Colosseum. I hear he's doing wonderful things. He's a half-brother of mine, full orc. I'm part Goliath myself. Hence the, height, I guess. Look, you talk about the coalition, and he sort of snorts as he says this. It's just another ladder. Some climb, some get stepped on, some think they're climbing and they ain't. He taps twice against the bars as two knocks, and they're deliberate as he does so. There's more to them than meets the eye, for sure. But they're not all bad. Actually, some of the blokes in here are pretty upstanding folk, to be honest with you. But somewhere there's a rot inside, and even my boys can't find out where that is. We're not allowed to look. If they find out I've spoken to you, I'll fucking kill you as myself. And believe me, I'm more than capable.
I think that the next time that you see me, the coalition will be under a radical reconstruction and reorganization. If you don't see me again, then we've failed.
I've spent...
I want to say one last thing without code about Olondor. Don't kill him. I need to get him out to kill him myself in front of the Creed.
Olondor. Sedition. Rising up against the council. Spoke too loud. Wrong room. Right ideas. He told the guards that, and the boys, that he was your man. Said you and I were close and figured I'd vouch for him. I didn't.
Because you knew the truth.
Well, I didn't deny it either. He studied you. You need to be careful who uses your name. And especially careful who ties it in with mine.
Don't worry, I'm not using my name in this city.
He nods
Is
slightly.
there any more information you can give us for if we're facing the coalition, we're facing the Black Network, we're facing a cult. And at this rate, we could even be facing
A cult?
members. Yes, a cult. They're named Talon.
Oh, Talon. Talon's just noise, mate. The noise keeps folks looking up. Real hands move under the table.
Who specifically? We've killed Talon leaders. We've come face to face with so many aspects of them. What should we be looking for?
He puts his hands and wraps them around the iron, and you can see that the bars don't seem to like this. They begin to glow slightly, but he does it anyways as he leans in, his voice lower. You're chasing birds. You want the nest. He takes a moment. As you can see, there's like steam coming from his fists. The Khalderim. He looks to the listening glyph. We call them keepers of debts. And they always collect, mate. Always. As he then releases, and you can see he's got marks of like burns on his hands that he just like wipes together. Puts them to his side, shakes it off for a second. However, they're connected. Whatever they're doing in this city, they're the players that haven't been spoken about. I know of them. My boys don't. We don't fuck around with them. Talon's just noise. It always has been.
If you had to go find them, I know you wouldn't, but if you did, where would you start looking?
He pauses. Somewhere high up in the coalition. If they're involved, there'll be information. There's an archives. There's a coalition archives. You'd need... Well, you managed to make your way in here, looking one way or another. Maybe you'd find some luck in there, but even to get in, you'd need to be someone of authority, or have some sort of authority. If you can find it, whatever's on me, whatever's about them, I'd wager it's in there. Black market's no use. If it was there, I'd know. Half of them are in my
They're in
book
on it
anyways. Are they really? He pauses for a moment. That's news. I'd advise proceeding with caution, whatever route you take. They're not to be fucked with, these lot.
If it assists your boys in any way, I'm assuming it will assist us, and I don't mind sharing this information with you, because if there's anyone who's discreet, I know it's you.
He raises a finger for a second. You can see that he looks to the side. He's thinking. His eyes flicker slightly. Then he goes back to talking to you. Sorry. Got him on the other line. Got to keep business running.
Of course. Coalition, Black Network, Black Steel, Talon.
Black Steel.
There has been black steel illegally being sent from Lava Crest all the way to Stonehaven. through what we believe is people operating under the name of Coalition. Well, Coalition members corrupted.
Stuff's real good. Lightweight. Durable. It's like wearing plate, but weight of a feather. Why would they want black steel? If not to arm themselves. But for what? They're bringing it to Stonehaven, you say?
Yes.
With a single shipment also going out to Shroudhaven for some reason.
Shroudhaven? I don't know beyond my city, but... Stonehaven. And you can see that he's thinking, and Zell, he's clever. This guy doesn't mess around. He's got more brains than brawn, and he's a huge individual. Stonehaven is the mouth of Veridstra. Perhaps they're going further afield.
And
Black
continent?
steel. Perhaps it could be. It could be. Could be. I would check the warehouses. The saltstone warehouses for the black steel. That's where I'd wager they are. Anything leaving the continent pretty much goes through there. It's run by Coalition. The black market die to have their hands on it. Very few ever do. And if they did, I'd know. But the routes, how would they get... They'd have to use the black market to get it through the city.
What about
do
the
believe
old...
that-
Oh, you go ahead.
No, I just was going to say we do believe that the Black Network to some extent is interlaced with this.
I don't suppose...
I fucking hate this cage.
He's based in Sylvanthil as best as we can tell. We've interacted with him before, but a Black Network agent that goes by the name of Blue.
His
Or
eyes
sometimes
look
Tarek.
to you. Blue. He's still alive.
He's taken a different name.
An elven man with white hair. Bit smug, bit full of himself.
White hair. It was black last time I saw it.
How old is he? Are we talking about the same person?
Not that old. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I'm sorry to say it. Rumor was he had something to do with your lot, as he looks to you, Zelentrus.
Does another name of Elric ring a bell? Or Eldrick?
Elric. The Silverwind boy.
Oh, you know who he is?
Yeah, I know who he is.
Was that another crime you were put down for?
Elric is, well, the name he once went by, before he went by Blue. If he's still going, if he's still in the city, he's not in the Black Network. I'd know if he was there. I would know. My boys would tell me. My boys would know.
I think we've got a meeting with him tomorrow. We've got a meeting with Olondor's second in command at the Creed. Description matches Elric's.
Look, it's the last I'll say on it, but he's a Silverwind's boy. When he joined the Black Network. He was trading in, well, unsanitary, unsavory type materials. Rumor has it, he, well, he's seen drinking blood. What that means, I don't know.
He killed his father.
Yes, he did. He must have.
He killed his father.
His father was found dead with puncture holes.
There's many in the city. He used to go by Elric. Used to know the orphanage quite well here in Stonehaven. If I had to guess, I'd say the Ladies of Love must be involved. They'll like pick and choose the most pristine or most prestigious of the bunch to try and inflate their own egos. The rarest, the prettiest, sick trade, if you ask me.
If it's pleasing my colleagues, I will schedule for an appointment with the Ladies of Love.
We do have an inn.
Mm-hmm.
I'd watch that.
I love how like we've broken character and
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sylas is
still
actually a
100% in. I love it. It's so good.
That's another thread you don't
He
want to
hasn't
pull
been
on.
told that it's okay.
We've
What-
already pulled on it.
I wouldn't pull too tightly.
Our group's bigger than just us.
Even though there's
We
only a
have-
very few of us.
We are the very few, but there's we have an orphan from the orphanage.
One of the orphans.
Yeah. Some say she's giving us a thumbs up about it right now.
What's this
I don't
ancient
say that in
magic?
character. I don't say that in character.
There's another orphan. A lot of them are involved. If you're sure you can trust her. There's quite a few
you know-
orphans.
Do you know
Any names?
Ollivander?
Ollivander. I've heard of him.
What side of the coin does he sit on?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure. He's close with the council, and they don't get elected without good reason. I think he'd be very... You can see he's thinking. There's cogs turning. It would be a massive position of power to corrupt if they took over the council. Ollivander has a direct line. I don't think... Of what I know
He
of
was
him...
dismissed at the council meeting today or the day before. He seemed, upset because it seemed in the good of Stonehaven.
Mm. All I'll say is you can't trust anyone too carefully. I barely trust you, Zel, as it is.
Understandable. Two things, because I know our time is running out. First, do you have any orphan names that we could chase up?
Sorry, I keep interrupting.
I don't know many of the orphans' names, but there's the De La Rosas. They adopted one. The Velistra family, they brought one in recently. God, pretty much all the families in the noble quarters, they're involved in some way, shape, or form. But if the Silverwind boy was turned, then who's to say the others weren't?
Are you saying that they are... Sorry, I think I've only just clicked. Are they using the children to turn them into these blood-sucking types?
Well,
They're turning them into that.
I don't know about that, but There were a couple deaths in the city a couple years ago. They reckon there was a monster on the loose. Word of vampiric type magics. The stuff of legends and books and God knows what. The rumor was that Lou, or Elric as you call him, he had a taste for the blood himself. Whether that's just a rumor or goes any further, I couldn't tell you. But what I do know is they managed to pin those deaths on your favorite man in prison. This guy right here. Blood-sucking parasite from behind the bars. Convenient.
They're especially skilled at that. My last question to you. Is there anything I can do for you?
He looks at all of you. Not for me. Just don't tell anyone I told you what I told you today. If it all blows over, if you could send my love to my brother, Gorek, at the Colosseum, let him know I sent you. Let him know that I still care. And though I can't write to him, I do get his letters. Blimey, most of them are written in code. You can barely read. He's not the brightest, but wasn't gifted with that side of the brains. But he's the closest thing I've got to family. So if you could look out for him, I miss him. My little brother. Oh, and one last thing. He looks to you, Ashira. Don't die like she did. Just don't die. I've spent years, decades, most of my life here in this fucking cell, wondering what she looked like. If she's anything like you, I never would have done it to begin with. I'm sorry. I know I didn't do it. They all say I did. And for anybody who ever thought I did, any animosity your family had towards mine, towards me, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So sorry.
I appreciate that.
You see, he wipes a tear.
Makes me
Oh fuck! I don't
If it makes me
fucking
feel-
break. And it broke me.
Ashira will put her hand on this bar, even if it burns.
If it helps you anything, my grandfather, her husband, never thought you did it either. He's a wise man, the wisest man I've ever known.
I think
And then it's like, fuck.
if he'd known, he'd have put me down already. I know
You
all
wouldn't have
too
made
well
it to this
about
prison
Remus.
cell.
But please keep it secret. Talon's not the ones you want. They're just the noise above the table. Khalderim.
This is a super far stretch, and just say no, and then we can just move on. But I am just so curious if you've ever heard of an errand or Raven Guard before we leave. If no, that's fine, because I don't expect you to.
Raven Guard. I've never heard of Erindor. Raven Guard. It's one of the noble
Bloody
families, isn't
hell.
it? Raven Guards are one
I'm
of the
not from
noble
here.
families.
Elven? Half-Elven?
Human, as far as I know. At
Okay,
least
well,
they
half-Elf
were.
makes sense then. Today, maybe he is an orphan. If that's all you know, that is okay. But this is more than I knew in the first place.
I also would advise that you don't make an appearance here again. Coming back to here, coming to here to see me, I've got more eyes on me than half the city. Your disguises
clearly
hold
have
up
a
well
line
enough,
connected.
but
So if we did need to
Zell-
reach you,
Zell drops something on the floor and it rolls into the cell.
he watches it.
No. It's Judge's Badge of Harmony.
He picks it up.
Oh, drats. I don't suppose that could ever become useful for you to exchange for something.
He looks to you.
Zell winks.
You see what he does? He puts it in his mouth, behind his cheek, up top.
Yeah.
You wouldn't know anything else. His jaw
Yeah.
alone is probably the size of like your upper arm. Like it's huge. And he puts it in under behind his tusk. Good luck to anyone trying to check what's in there. Right. Well, is there anything else I can do for you?
I will just mention, just out of character,
Mhm.
Sylas would have picked up on the name Khalderim being mentioned twice.
Yep.
You guys might not have seen this, but his eyes were like shoot across the room, because he has heard that name very, very recently.
Okay, that's good to
Mhm.
know.
no.
I don't think there's anything else from Zell's side.
No.
I'm gonna
I was just
ask.
sort of inquiring if he was going to let us know about the line that he's clearly connected to, but if he I'm not going to pry if he doesn't tell us.
Did you ask? You did ask him, didn't you? Just a moment ago.
I was sort of in
Yeah.
mid-sentence.
Well, if you wanna get in contact with me, place to go is the black market. Just look for the butcher boys. Any stall
Okay, well,
will
that
point you
makes
in the
sense.
right direction. They'll do a proper check of you. Let them fleece you. Trust them with your weapons. Let them take your belongings for 2 moments and they'll put you through. It's just common practice, procedure. We've had too many coalition guards trying to work out how I'm making moves. I'm going to ask you guys now, as we are coming towards the end of the session, are we
Yeah.
okay to go on a little bit longer? Is anybody in a rush to leave?
I'm not in a rush.
I'm good.
Okay, I would suggest then that we keep going a little bit longer. I'm going to ask you guys, now that he sort of has said all of this to you, he sort of steps back. He looks to you, Zell. He puts his hand on the cheek and taps where the coin is, or was. And he nods to you. Just, yeah. Give my love to my brother. That's all I ask. Anybody who's associated with the Butcher Boys is not allowed within 100 feet of the Colosseum, so it's been very difficult. But yeah. Just want to know he's alright, because otherwise I'll be out of here tomorrow. As he sort of steps back, and you hear the thuds of his feet, his bare feet, clunking on the stone, like they rattle the stone. What? What's going on in there? You hear banging on the door.
I just stretch my arms, like step away from
Mhm.
the glyph if anyone is not objecting that.
I think it's a stupid idea to even try and contest it. I did it. I think I did kill her in a rage. I shouldn't have done it. Coalition, I should have known better. Should have known better. and I've been paying for it ever since. I don't wish to pursue legal recourse, if you don't mind.
Well, what an absolute waste of our time to travel all this distance.
Yes, I suppose we better go check out like something like the House of Delights or the casino, so the trip wasn't wasted.
Absolutely. Sounds like a good way to spend the rest of our time.
Oh, we totally should.
Well, it was an unpleasure meeting you.
Well,
Yeah.
Mr. Draekheart, may the lights be with you.
Good riddance. You see him spit on the floor as he winks.
Zell rolls his eyes and winks back, and
And you hear the.
Cool.
Do you knock on the door and like? I imagine you bang on the door and then the guys open it up for you and say,
Yeah.
"Is everything okay?
Pineapple.
Everything all right? You guys?
Yes,
you
we're
guys okay?"
fine. We're fine. It was just a waste of our time. That's the only thing.
Right. Well, if you don't mind, we need to seal the chamber. Sorry. You see that the two of them are doing it, and as you do so, your vestige slithers towards you.
Ooh.
And clambers up your leg, up your side, and disappears in that moment. Yeah, it glows a faint purple color,
Mhm.
and in your head, you just hear, in a very like subtle way, for the first time, you hear. It's almost like an echo of Azulara's voice, but not quite her. Like it's taken her voice to communicate with you, as it basically just says, lots of prisoners whispering about a Raven Guard boy back in town. Mentions of a meeting with a Creed.
Zell shares this through the telepathic link to Ashira.
Yeah, I think Ashira's eyes nearly pop out of her head.
Oh, and then you also hear Olondor's upstairs. I'm going to ask, what is it that you do? As you step out and the guard sort of leads you, he begins to lead you. If you will follow me, please, as he sort of leads you through past prisoners who sort of look at you. They spit on the floor. A couple of them go, "All right, lady, how you doing?" as you go by.
Wasn't there another prisoner as well that we were advised maybe in use of services and Mr. Navia, I believe.
Yes, maybe so that our journey isn't wasted.
Navia?
He is supposed to be treated terribly,
Oh,
and he is
fuck.
in council need.
Fuck's sake. He never shuts the fuck. Sure, follow me. He leads you up the stairs. You'll have 10 minutes. And that's all you're entitled to, is he takes you up the stairs. You go up the flight of stairs, you walk to the main desk, and you see the guy, and he sort of looks at you. Did you get what you wanted? Oh, where are you going?
No, we didn't get what we wanted, and to make sure the trip isn't wasted, please can we speak to this Navia man? We've heard he could potentially be in use of legal aid.
Oh, you're actually listening to him. Go on then, as you have 10 minutes as he sends you up the stairs. And this time, unlike the butcher's reinforced chamber, as you step up, the lower corridor is quieter. You go up the stairs, and then you find yourself on a floor that's quite loud. As you're walking, you hit there's a bunch of prison cells, and then you take a turn, and down this corridor, it's silent. There's not a word that's spoken. There are faces of people on either side. Zelentrus, can I have a perception check from you, please?
A 14.
Which is the DC. You notice
Okay.
there are 3 or 4 faces of the creed that you were once part of. Your creed. Here. Amongst them are similar looking people, or at least people in the same sort of group who you don't recognize. There's no shouting, no rattling chains, only murmurs of conversation between one another. Candlelight replaces torchlight here. It's dim, and that's done deliberately. The air smells of parchment and damp wool instead of blood. It's almost more... It's less brutal and bloodied, and it's almost like this is where they kept people for financial crimes and that kind of thing, rather than the harsher murders, which would be in the lower segments of the prison. And as you walk through, there's a couple of different cells, and then there appears to be, at the end on the right, is a cell that's housing a single figure, upright, looking out the slit of the window over the city, waiting, as if he knew you were coming. What do you do? Here's your Mr. Navia. The room is there. Just say the word and I'll give you 5 or 10 minutes to speak with him.
The word.
Mr. Navia, if you will. And he turns and he sees, and for the first time, you see him, the lean, sharp-featured, pale blue sea elf with his white hair tied back in a plait. There's a scar on his face that runs down his side towards past his mouth. He's got sharp features, thin lips, and those white eyebrows that are almost too long for his face as they sort of point out. His ears equally as pointy. His beard, which you don't remember, is slightly overgrown. White, premium, and pristine. His eyes appear alert, not calculate. They're more calculating than desperate. His wrists are manacled, but his posture is unbowed as he puts his hands forward, and the guard sort of chains him and leads him to the other room. He doesn't look broken. He looks patient as he's then sat down and attached to the stone table. His manacles clamped to the chain on the table as he sits on a stone chair. The guard lets you all in. There's one chair opposite him and a wall behind him. This stone-like tablet in the center of the room that he's chained to, and sitting on the other side of. He awaits to see which one of you steps forward to sit down as the door closes and the guard steps down the hall. All right.
Does it not like there's any sigils in this room like the other, or
It doesn't. I'm not going to ask for a
We know what we're
perception
looking
check.
for now.
Yeah, I'm not going to ask for a perception check. I'm going to use the same one as before. There doesn't appear to be.
I remain standard.
Perfect.
I would
Bells.
expect Bell to step up.
Bell steps forward?
I don't recognize any of you. So, do you have something to say?
Yes, we're representatives of A to Z legal associates based out of Sylvanthal.
Sylvanthal? Oh.
Well, you're not going to get good coverage here in Stonehaven, are you?
Oh, gods. The elves. The elves do it again. First they try and say that we're not as good because we're sea people. Sea people, as his hand is still chained.
Oh man, I'm gonna kill this guy so fucking bad. Oh, God.
I can't understand why they'd go so far for legal counsel. I haven't done anything wrong. I was merely speaking about the council and the wrongdoings that they're doing. I should be free. I haven't done anything wrong. Sure, did I say they should be overthrown? Of course. Any good monarchy should be. Any good dictatorship should be. Democracy here? I don't think so. No. Otherwise, I'd be right up top.
Understandable, Mr. Navia. This all makes sense as far as I'm concerned. We've been advised from a contact of ours in Sylvanthal that representing you could end up being quite lucrative to our business. It is in our best interest to ensure that you are freed as quickly and as smoothly as possible. We are aware there seem to be other likely unfounded legal addresses, something related to rioting in something related to that was an 8, which is good for me because that was a DC 15 study check, wasn't it?
Yes.
Something related to rioting several years back. We don't believe you were imprisoned for that, but it could be used against you in any kind of work relating to this such nonsense.
Rioting. Here in Stonehaven?
Yes, some kind of Stonehaven massacre or something. You know what these humans are like.
Oh, the Zelentrus massacre. What a dreadful thing that was. Thank the gods he's no longer around, am I right? I mean, the Creed nowadays is so much more established.
Sorry, who and what?
The Zelentrus massacre? Do you not know of it? The one that he caused all those years ago.
Oh, well, you know, we have been told about a massacre, but we were never aware it was called the Zelentrus massacre. That's a new one.
That is, of course, the official name. I've had it changed in all the library. I've had it corrected in all of the library books.
Well, we
The
must make sure
Zelentrus
that was
massacre.
based to Cervantel.
Charm person.
You charm person?
Ooh.
Fuck it.
Okay. Can you put the spell in the chat for me,
as-
please?
Yes, and as I say it, fortune fail him. Haven't used this in a very long time, but I will try and blag it now.
Oh, my legs.
Second level, sorry.
I'm going to whisper this roll. I don't want you to see what the roll is.
Well, I would know if it doesn't work. Wouldn't I?
You would. Okay.
He does have advantage.
He does.
He does have advantage.
He does. He didn't need it. As he
Okay.
rolled a 19. Now, he knows you're trying to charm him. However, in that moment, as you say, fortune fail him, can I have you roll a persuasion check, please?
Okay.
And if it's above a 19...
14. No, it's not.
If it was above a 19, I
Can
would
I-
allow it to overrule.
Could I get the help action from...
I'll allow advantage.
Ashira?
I'll allow advantage, but only this once. I will allow advantage because you've technically asked for your god to give it to you.
A 19! Dead on!
Meets it, beats it. Okay. He is now charmed by you. He had advantage because he was a sea elf. But the 19... Yeah, okay. He believes that you are a friend at this moment. How can I be of...
We're all
assistance?
friends here, Mr. Navia. We need to know the real truth of what has happened leading up to that original riot all the way to now.
Well, back in the day, Zelentrus was imprisoned. I had falsified documents to make it look like he was, well, funneling money into his own account, which, as it so happened to be my own. Master Kellor, who favored him ever so much. Well, you see, I say that Zell killed him, but in truth, I didn't even kill him. I ended him. There's a difference. There is a difference. He would never have bent. The Creed was rotting under tradition, and Zelentrus was gone. Someone had to choose. So, I did. I honor him ever so by granting him a grave in, well, the irony that the body's not even there. Oh, it's funny. But, albeit, a monument was created for him. Many died. It was a shame. As it happened, money did make its way into my accounts. I did end up with quite a lucrative offer. Some group advised that they could pay us the difference of causing some chaos, so to speak. I joined the, well, secretive group. You would know. We're friends here, after all. I'm in cahoots with Talon. Do you know them? You're aware, I'm sure. Well,
We are, yes, of course.
yes, of course, yes, of course. Well, Talon, they paid me. They wanted people to fill their armor. I have people. Oh, it's going to be so sweet. They provide the weaponry, the defenses. I provide the bodies. And well, when it comes time, the real revolt will take place. I like to call it the Zelentrus Mark II. Massacre continuation.
That's a truly beautiful name that would be a play that the likes of the great Master Keller would have been fantastic.
Precisely.
And now I must ask, who did you come up with the fantastic idea of overthrowing Zelentrus yourself, or was that inspired by another group?
Well, you don't think I rose alone? You think the timing was a coincidence? No. We were shown proof, documents, accounts, the coalition's rot, the council's complicity. We were told the Creed had two choices: remain a relic or become a blade. We chose blade. I chose blade.
I just mean back in the original Zelentrus massacre, when you were falsifying his documents, etc. Such a brilliant plan.
Of course.
But
naturally.
Was that all yours, or were there other hands involved at that time as well?
Well, I was shown. I do like to take credit, but between you and me, as we are such good friends, I was, well, his jaw tightens for a moment. I was approached by a man with no name. He spoke of systems, spoke of necessary collapse, spoke of balance through destruction. He knew things about Zelentrus, about a stone that he holds, about the prophecy. He actually looked quite like him, now that I think about it. Older, mind you. Come to think, did he,
Just curious if he's spoken riddles a lot, poetically.
Well, not really. He was quite direct, actually. Reminded me an awful lot of Zelentrus. Really wanted him to go back home, wherever that was. But, yes?
Colleagues, do you have any other questions that could help us with supporting Mr. Navia's case here?
Oh, the only question that comes to mind is you mentioned Zelentrus Mark II?
Yes, well, the
coming of it.
massacre. The massacre, of course. The new
Obviously.
revolt. Yes, of course. Yeah, it's all in the works. We've got the black steel armor. We have the people, the Creed are ready and willing. We have the bodies ready to go. It's to cause a disturbance.
But what is the dealing with bodies? That's that one that concerns me?
Well, by bodies, I purely mean the men and women who have devoted their lives in the name of the Creed, of course.
Oh, that's a
For the
relief.
good of the Khalderim.
I was almost, and hearing the Khalderim, he pauses a little bit. I was almost afraid you were trying to let undead loose on the city. That would,
No, good heavens, no.
No. If that's not the case, that would help your case, yeah.
No, I would never do such a thing to my city. No.
Well, I think we have everything that we need here. But any more questions?
Well, I would just like to know if we maybe have to cut our own stay short in case, we're still here when this happens. We don't want to get caught in the
rise, the revolt.
distraction.
Well,
The revolt, yes.
It won't be for some time. They're still waiting for the different pieces. What those are, I'm not sure, to be honest with you. Well, I think that's everything.
Just to make
Is there
sure we have if we need information and to obviously get you out of here from these people called Khalderim, where can we find them?
Well, the person that I've left in charge, who, albeit he's more of a partner than a delegate, Redfoot.
Just inside check is if he's speaking romantically. Can I
Go
ask?
for it.
Do I need to roll?
Yeah,
When he
let's have an
says
insight check.
partner,
Let's have an insight check.
a 20, dirty 20.
He said it in a way that was like a business partner. However,
Okay.
you could tell that there was a bit of a smile there. He has some sort of positive feelings for that individual, potentially romantic.
Okay.
Wait, which
Noted.
individual does he have potentially romantic feelings for?
His
Redfoot.
chosen one.
Redfoot.
Okay.
He's the one I would speak to. He's the only voice. Well, at any given time, there is only one voice for the Creed. There always one. There is always one. There always was. There always will be. At the moment, it's Redfoot. Once I'm out of here, which I'm sure I will be very soon, because I trust in my legal counsel, I will be back on top, as I was always meant to be.
And, well, before we
No, you go ahead.
leave,
You go ahead, because I'm going to enjoy this next moment.
before we leave, since we're all friends here, is there any message that we can get out on behalf of you? You know, we know that letters here are tracked. It's hard for prisoners to get a letter out. Anyone you want to say anything to?
I've only been here a couple of days. The plan is all going according to plan. I was always meant to be here. The whole point was to get them angry. It's why we put Zelentrus here in the first place. Gods know what happens to him, but didn't make it out.
When the spell ends, the target knows it was charmed by you. So I say to him now, in a little bit under an hour, you will realize that things aren't quite as they seem. So I simply want to leave you with a sentence. Zelentrus sends his regards.
Zelentrus sends his regards.
Fortune fail you, my friend. As Zelentrus goes to leave the room. I haven't dropped the seeming, just use the voice very briefly as I go to leave the room.
Oh. Well, it was nice to meet you. Take care.
We'll be in touch.
Are you all leaving? Okay. Well, can I be put back in my cell, please? As he calls to the guards, and you see that he comes in and he unhooks him and leads him back to the cell. As he sort of says, "It's nice to meet you again." He gets put in his cell. Until next time. Thank you. And you see that all of the people in here are watching you guys leave. All of the prison cells have seen him talking to you down the hallway. They're all murmuring to one another. And as you guys leave, you step down the steps of the prison. You step on out. And do you head back to the tavern with this newfound information?
I think when we step outside and the fresh air hits us,
Mhm.
I think now that I can sort of drop character, Ashira sort of starts being sick in the corner somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you sort of pull yourself over and just start throwing up
Yeah,
behind like a bush or something, yeah?
Uh-huh.
What are the rest of you doing?
Or join back.
This is a lot to digest.
Probably watched Ashira go throw over in the basket.
Not the sacred bushes!
No. They have feelings too.
My presence within the city will not be a secret for much longer. Even if I use a different name and go by a different body, there'll be rumors at least, even if people believe that Navia's full of shit. As soon as I cast that charm spell, that was going to be the case.
It's a good job that we have a meeting tonight then, huh?
Yes. Yes, that meeting will be integral this evening.
We have a meeting?
Mm-mm.
Well,
We're meeting with Elric, Blue, Redford, whatever name they want to go by. We meet with them tonight.
Would I recognize Elric as Elric? Okay.
Silverwind.
Oh. Should we inform the rest of that, or should we just go by the three of us?
I think we should inform the rest, but also warn them that Elric is likely a vampire.
yes.
Yeah,
Now I understand why we meet at night. I thought it
we
was
should
weird.
really inform Mirabelle of that.
We will. I think we'll all be. I'm hoping the others will be back at the tavern when we go back.
Yeah.
Okay. And you guys head
Zell
back.
is like shaking.
You guys
He
flag down
falls-
your cart. Zell
Yep.
is shaking. You head on back to
Zell
the
also
tavern.
says, just to clarify one bit of information
Mhm.
for Sylas and also the viewers, the man with no name, Zelentrus' father, is the one that put Olondor up to this originally.
Yeah,
Travian
at first I
Draken.
thought it was Time Wizard, but now I got
Travian-
question.
Travian
Father.
Drakian did this.
I'm glad you picked that up.
I'm gonna fucking kill the shit out of that guy.
And as you guys arrive back in the mid-evening at the tavern, as most of the morning was taken up by this, there's also the travel to and from the prison. You would have had time to talk to people. You would have got back maybe around lunchtime, at least, at the tavern. You notice that there's people missing. The group don't appear to be here. They're out on their own errand. And what they're doing, we'll have to pick up next session. So thank you all for playing. Yes,
can
go
I say
ahead.
just
You can
one last
say.
thing?
I can see you want to
Now
say
we're at
something. Yeah, as you arrive
We're
back
at the tavern. I think we're waiting for everyone to. Can we be like the first three that get back?
You will definitely be the first three back.
Awesome. I think Zell goes up to the bar to Sophia and like gets in a round of drinks and just turns to Sylas and says, "So did you find out much about being an Aasimar?"
And that's
Oh yeah, but we will need a lot more stronger than this drink.
Cheers.
as you all start drinking and sitting down at the table, having a moment to catch up and reflect on the last 24 hours, which has been a lot for all three of you. That is where we're going to call tonight's session. So thank you all for playing. Thank you for watching. And until next week, or actually, it'll be 2 weeks until we see these faces again. However, until next time, we'll catch you then. Bye-bye.